Yeah, it sounds like you didn't get anything too fun for Quaylen. What'd you get, the cartographer or something?
Cartographer's map case at rank 3. Your map case becomes a common magic item. In addition to storing normal maps, your cartographer's map case can be used to generate a special map identifying a shortcut. You can use your action to make a DC 15 Wisdom perception check. With a success, revealing a map buried in your cartographer's map case, noting a relevant shortcut. Your travel time is reduced by half while you follow that route. If you succeed at the check by 5 or more, the map includes notes on the terrain, granting you advantage on the next ability check you make to travel through the mapped area. So, I don't know.
That's kind of fun. It's quirky. Like if you remember
Yeah,
you have that in a dungeon crawl, that could be kind of fun. Or
right.
like in general, yeah.
Like, which way do we need to go? Hold on.
I might know where a
Let me find
shortcut
out.
is. Yeah. That's kind of, I like that. Okay. All right. Yeah, so I'm taking the game show very serious now. And I'm thinking outside the box to get more mileage out of magic items for players, so getting a taste of that just now. All right, stream is up. Jeff, are you back yet? Go and jump back into the recap still, though. Yeah, you found the quarters of the Supreme Commander that you had already defeated, and investigated the chest, found magic items, found intel, I think is the word I'm looking for here. Kept traveling. Can't think of anything else you guys really stumbled across before that. Oh, in that map, or in that intel, you found the map of the place, and it's like cells over here. So you went directly towards that. Found hippopotamus people named Gith people, not to be confused with the Gith that you've been fighting. The hippo people Gith. You've met Captain Alexander of the Blunderbuss, the ship with the cannon that seems to be docked. And there's more than just those tokens. Per usual, I don't like information overload of too many tokens on the screen. So there was a lot of GIF in that spot. So they've asked for you all to help them find their gear, which they're like, do you know where the evidence locker is? And they're like, oh yeah, over here. So you're going to help them find that. You found Ezria, the Githzerai that you've been on the lookout for. He was kind of in a comatose state, though you did heal him, so he's moving, but he seems very vacant. And what you've been learning is that sounds like the Gith Yankee used a mind flayer to probe his mind for information, and maybe that's left him in a certain state afterwards. While there, all of you have been getting little mind probes, little telepathic messages from seemingly mind flayers trying to make a deal to help get them out and whatnot. Tingle's had a pretty long conversation with them, them offering to be able to take you anywhere you want to go and all the planes, but a lot of untrust for one of the boogeymen of D&D. So I think that's kind of where we left off. So any questions, additions, anything I missed? Any important details?
I don't think so.
All right. Almera will speak up. This is what I need, Yazria. We need to get him out of here. Most importantly, we need to make sure we leave no trace of us coming here. Do you have any ideas? And Captain Alexander also speaks up. Don't forget, my boys, that we are going to help us with getting our weapons back. Our guns are very important. We can't leave without our guns. But if you help us, we can get you to our ship. Give me about an hour or so, and I can get us out of here lickety-split. No issue, but I would need an hour. Not sure if you saw that fine specimen of a ship. She's a good one. The blunderbuss outside. Can't miss her.
Yes, we saw it.
Is she in good
It is
condition?
Like
a
the,
very beautiful
cannon.
ship.
What was that, my boys? What did you say?
Quite the cannon.
Is the cannon still on her deck? I think if the Yankee bastards didn't take it off today, what?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure the cannon... you would just not have a ship if they removed the cannon.
That's true. What I've heard, they are negotiating or trying to get it off. I say negotiations, they are just going to flip it off, put it on the asteroid, use it as some sort of anti-tank battery or something of that sort. No. Warms my heart to know that she's in good condition.
Can I do an insight check to see if, like, I think he's gonna leave us as soon as he gets his guns back and all that stuff?
Yep, roll an insight check.
Yeah. Oh, it's a 4. Oh, I love this guy.
Funny enough, I don't see your rolls coming through.
Hmm.
Can everyone else do like a little test roll real quick? Let's see if maybe Avery's acting up. Boom, boom, boom. And Quaylen's fine. Whoa, whoa. Interesting.
Oh.
You know me, it's not a huge deal. That's just interesting that it's not linked through. Actually, real quick, Jeff, refresh your page and then try doing a roll for me. And I'll explain
All
in a
right.
second.
I love my multicolored dice.
It's there.
So while you were gone, were you here for the conversation about adding like common item abilities to like better stuff that you already have?
Yes.
Yeah, so I was just experimenting. So if you'll look, I changed your chain shirt to smoldering chain shirt. Obviously, you don't need to have that effect on it, but that was just, I bet it didn't go through because you weren't playing or rolling out the most recent
Latest version. Yeah.
So it's there if you want,
Cool.
and added it into the details. Obviously, you don't need to do that if you don't want to do that effect for Orpho.
No, I like it.
All right. Well, with a 4, I'm just barely going right back into his voice. Hard. Yep, you read them as you read them. Not too much to gleam under the surface.
Almira, is it possible, since we know that there's these mind flares next door, is it possible they could undo whatever it is they've done to Ezria?
I'd say there's a possibility of that, yes. Not that I am an expert on the illithids. Your first folly, though, would be to try to work with them. Are you all just needing to get some tinny little man to take a little look at the orphans? What's going on? Break his legs, will be right? Get him to get chip chip. Whatever we're going to do, though, we need to get moving, I would say. Or should there be more forces out there?
Yes. And we're not in great shape at the moment, so
Hmm.
I believe we've got everyone and everything that we need. Other than your weapons, of course.
What are we waiting for, my boys? We can carry your friend there if that's what you need.
No one wants to give it a shot with the mind flayers.
Not in the least.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, we were talking about JB. I don't know if you were here for that part of the recap, but or were you here when we? Sorry, everything's kind of we've been jumping back and forth. Like Tingles was the only one who had any sort of pretty long conversation with the mind flayers, but it sounded like Tingles was not going to give in into sort of any negotiation or cooperation with them.
Yeah, Tingles, he didn't trust them enough that it would screw him over later. He's an opportunist, but he also assesses risk, and he didn't. He figured that would end up in bad. So no, he will not be negotiating any further with the Mind Flayers. Is someone trying to convince him to do so, or convince someone to do so?
There's been conversations of perhaps them helping to restore Ezria, the prisoner who seems to be kind of like in a vacant state. I think Rama, you suggested maybe cooperation, if we could perhaps get them to do something, whether it's cooperation or forcing them. For years of debate.
Yeah, I asked her if they could, but ultimately, I guess it's her choice. It's her friend.
Do any of you perhaps know the ability Greater Restoration? It's a powerful spell. If not, we just need and hope to get him to Zaus. And from there, a cleric of my people might be able to help him.
One second, guys. I gotta fix my headset.
It sounded like you were farting into the microphone. Well, boys, what are we doing? What's the move? We are lingering.
We collect your weapons and head to your ship.
Yes. Which one of you ripped the door off of your saddles?
Probably
I
would be
believe-
me.
Okay. If you're
Yes, that does seem
an
an orc-foe tactic.
Perhaps you could come over here and rip that door off. You said do you armament all that direction?
Well, we'll give it a go.
Hello.
Where am I?
Just
Oh.
athletics check for me.
Why am I drawing? I didn't intend to draw. Athletics. Yeah.
Wow. You get like a round of applause from all the gift. Like, hey, that was very good. I love that alone. That was very nice. That's very impressive, Jack. How long have you been working out? We can discuss that later. All right, boys, let's find our weapons. There's nothing really too crazy over here. So if you guys are okay with it, Captain Alexander and his crew, so there's a little bit of mistrust, I will populate just so you get an idea of like how many there are. Or I wouldn't say mistrust, but something. Just, there's a lot. There's a big crew. Most of them don't look in any fighting shape, to be fair. They've been definitely in prison for a bit, maybe not well fed. Well, there's a lot. So all these gifts, they go down. Funny enough, I guess this door probably be locked. Excuse me, Sir Orc there. Do you think you could take another crack at this door?
Anytime. It's not the Mind Flayer door, is it?
No, there's not.
26.
You seem to be very active. It seems like you'll give it a little good squeeze, but then when you're really put to it, you yelled some nasty things out that door. You seem very angry, man. Well, had a good door for my borders. All right. Assuming you guys are following them, right? You see them all go into the space. Actually, let's change the music a little bit. You see them go in and start like pulling these quote unquote guns out. Above table, I'm pretty sure this would be technically the first time any of you guys have seen guns, let alone black powder. These are not just for us as players, they are not ordinary black powder weapons. They seem very intricate. Some of them seem old. And as the GIF are pulling them out, you see that they're treating them all with some sort of reverence. Like, and as Captain Alexander pulls out, he's like, "Oh, good to have you back in my hand, old girl. Hope they treated you well." He's just kind of like checking it over. Well, I feel better. Shall we get to our ship, my friends? I would say I'll need about an hour so I can get back into control of my ship, but from there we should be able to get you out of here. Our nearest port of call would be the Rock of Brawl, so if you'd like to join us, we'll be happy to take you there. And from there...
Well, we're actually on something of a time crunch. I don't think we'll need to wait an hour. The ship can take us to the Outlands, correct?
The Outlands? Not particularly. Our ship's not much of a plane shifter, so well, no sir. What is your location? What is in just the Outlands in general? Your path would probably be through Sigurd then.
Is it Zaus? Was that the name of the city?
Yes, there's a city Zaus within the Outlands, yes. Haven't done much trade myself with the Outlands. We'll need a planar gate of some sort from the Astral Sea for taking our ship through. No. Sounds like you boys are all, and I think there's a lady in your party. You boys and your lady are on a bit of a interplanar travel, are you?
Our ultimate goal is to get to Limbo.
To Limbo. Curious. Chaotic place, I've heard. There is a way to get to Limbo. I'm aware of. How many of you are familiar with the Chaos Beast? Speak up.
I'm the only Chaos Beast I know.
Yes, I was going to say Orcfo fits the bill, but I don't believe Orcfo is who you're speaking of.
Well, speaking of a beast here, out in the Astral Sea, monstrosity huge, comprising of the Limbo plane. Nasty business, but if you're able to carve through one, you can make yourself a portal to Limbo. What's your destination? Do you boys need to get to Limbo? I will make myself and my crew at your service, if you like, for a debt to be paid.
I think we've already arranged our transport. We just need to make it to Zaus.
Very well. Are you going with some of them geese? Now, geese are right.
That's the plan so far. What do you know of them?
Mysterious bunch that gets their eye. Much better than the Get Yankee, because they're nasty business to Get Yankee. As you can see in our current predicament. I don't trust anyone who would make Limbo their home. It's very, very dangerous. It's literally the plane of chaos. What kind of fools would make their home there? Spelljammers go in and spelljammers don't come out.
I have a seriously off-topic question. The ship, how far can it travel? Like how far can it travel in 24 hours?
Oh, my ship, boy, I can... You name a place that's not a plane, I can get you there within a day. Greyhawk.
Right.
Eberron.
But-
Alexandria. You just say the word and I'll get you to another planet just fine.
Right, but how fast is it? How many miles?
Where, if you really want me to put
Per-
to it, the exact measurement for our spelljammers and our travel through wild space is a bit, loosey-goosey with how it's made. About 100 million miles per hour. And 24
One
hours.
astronomical unit.
Is that one astronomical unit? I don't know. That's a Nate asking above table, but no, literally I can do like 100 million miles in a day.
100 million miles in a day. Okay.
I think that's what the ridiculousness of it is. So I do have it pulled up. Oh man. Speed. When cruising through space, a spelljamming ship can travel 100 million miles in 24 hours. So pretty much it has like a phase jump built into it, but then outside of that, it moves very slow.
Isn't it like 5 miles per hour or something?
Yeah. It's like at light speed or rolling a wheelchair down the sidewalk speed. Or a jog. I guess maybe that's better. Let's say Almera arrives. Honestly, we don't need the spelljammer if you would like to come with me to the house. I can plane shift us to my home. But Captain Alexander sends you are in their debt. I would say so, darling. Please do not call me darling. Yes. Yes, madam. If your journey has been beyond into limbo, I've advised before, when we were with the open lady, that having a spelljammer could do you use. But you could always go without a spelljammer and fly. I've heard of these chaos beasts. They're dangerous. But if what he says is true, Captain Alexander would do gold with these. On their journey, they go deep to limbo. But how deep into limbo are you going?
We don't know how low we're to go.
Eh.
We know that it's several layers deep, though. I think we've heard... What is it? Limbo is something like 5 layers before you get to completely unexplored territory.
Almera nods. Above table, it's up to you if you guys are sharing this information, but you guys do get them. I think Tatiana has
It's a tracker.
yeah, it has the tracker on, and her impression that it's deep, right? Layers in, most likely.
I think that we're to pretty much reach, if not the lowest layer there is, the lowest ones currently known about.
You can see that Captain Alexander is like a little, like, a little hesitant. Like, he puts on a big show, but you can see he's a little bit hesitant. But then he, like, sees his crew, and they're, like, looking at him. And, like, one of them kind of, like, speaks up. It's for honor, Captain. We're honor bound to see them through if they're gonna save us. Get us to our ship. Right. What to do for you to do what you've done here and get us out. Your path forward, my boys, or your path forward. But you get me to my ship, and you get us out of here. I'll help you slay a chaos beast and pass through into limbo and see you to your journey's end. With honor of the gift. But
Maybe we could stop back on Sigil on the way back? I kind of wanted to see that.
Are you asking me, my friend, or are you speaking above table? I don't know.
I was asking you.
Yeah. I've never been to Sigil myself. I've heard it's hard to get into. How Merida speak up. Access to Sigil is complicated, but you can get there from the outland. I would say you would have my thanks and resources at Zaros, but it would not be my call to give you one of our ships. But if you pass through Limbo and pass back through Zaros after your journey's end, I can help you make sure you make it to Sigil and assist you in my town in the Outlands. Or you can come with us now and secure services of a spelljammer or pass through on your own to the plane of chaos. We would escort you into the plane. We do have our cities there. But I cannot take this man, this gift and his crew and his ship. Well, we're going to get reacquainted with our armaments, and I'd like you all to take a moment and go through your options. But please know if you get me to my ship, we will be in your debt, whether now or in the future. You could call upon us on the Rock of Brawl. It's not far from here. You can call upon Captain Alexander and the Blunderbuss crew. We'll assist as best as we are able. Very well. Not none of you are speaking much, so we're just going to step away and let you all talk about it and see what you want to do.
Well, I vote that we at the very least use this time to rest somewhere safe.
Yeah, we could have them stand guard while we try to take a long rest. All of those GIF.
Perhaps we'd be safer on the ship. We could just quit this place.
Yeah, we could have them, if we wish to get a good night's rest, we could probably be well on our way to wherever we need to be. To that city. My brain is failing me today.
I guess we're not going to be going through the Outlands with this way. If we go with the GIF, then we do the Chaos Beast route. And if we go with Almira, then we're going through the Outlands route. Is that right?
That's pretty much the gist of it. There's a Spelljammer crew in your debt in front of you. Could be potentially useful in Limbo. Or you can speed up the process, not risk anything with the Chaos Beast. Go to Zaus, see if there's potential for another Spelljammer, if that's even what you want to do. Or, as she said, you can pass through into Limbo directly from Zaus without a Spelljammer if you wanted.
This does bring up, if I remember correctly, Lord Tingley did want the other Spelljammer, the fish. Le Fishy.
Yeah, but I think to operate it, we would have had to go through the Mind Flayers, right, Nate? That was the whole kind of the thing behind the fish ship.
No, they have.
No,
There were three ships there.
When you say fish ship, JP's thinking tentacly ship. And when Riley says fish ship, I think he's talking about small fish.
Like the lamprey.
The lamprey.
Okay.
So he's talking about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're right.
The one that I wanted to originally.
Yeah, the Mind Flayers handle this one, and then So I think he's might have wanted that one.
I think if we're trying to, so first, before we can't afford to get in any more like significant battles without like a rest. A short rest won't really do much. A long rest would be, I'm assuming, would be best if we were in a ship that was guarded and had people in it. And not to mention, if this thing can move 100 million miles in a day, really, you can just point it in a direction, go that speed, and we'll get our rest in, possibly uninterrupted. If we choose to do anything else, then we still have to have a rest, and it'll pose more risk if we do it any other way, I'm assuming. Right? I know there's the Chaos Beast. Okay.
That sounds unsafe.
That does sound unsafe, but if we get a rest before attacking that beast, and then possibly can get a rest in after attacking that beast, we have some high-level spells. I don't know what a Chaos Beast is, but we do have some high-level spells that would be immediately available, and Justin could maybe just do his thing that he's been waiting to do on this thing. No. The other route sounds like it. Yes, it's a high risk but high reward, because it sounds like it's more of a sure thing with these guys on this ship that we'll get there, versus, well, we can go see if there's somebody else who can help us over here, right? Because the guy we thought was going to help us is incapacitated, and we don't trust Mind Flayers. Now, it's possible that, I'm thinking of a more macro view on this. Why would the DM have had us come all this way to find this guy who's incapacitated, and the answer to it is right next to it in Mind Flayers, maybe there's an ability to negotiate with mind flayers.
I don't think
But I think that's less certain. So I think we need to weigh the options and make a very educated decision, because the end of all this is the possibility of Vasterek coming back before we even get to his phylactery, and that being its own thing that we have to deal with. So option 1 is the ship with the hippo folk, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
option
What's option
2 is
two?
going with the Gitzerai and going through the Outlands.
And going through a dungeon crawl through the Outlands, and we still have to find somewhere to.
I mean, we don't
Do a
know
long
what's
rest.
going to be there. Oh, there's a city, and then they'll take us through to Limbo.
Okay, but then we need someone to get us. Still find someone to get us where we need to go, right? Are we trying to get to Limbo, or I thought I couldn't remember.
We're trying to go to Limbo.
Trying to go to Limbo, yeah. So we're going to go to the city and try and see if someone can help us get to Limbo from there, right?
Well, the person I think who's going to help us is the person we rescued here.
Azria?
Can anybody prepare greater restoration if we have a long rest?
Quit might be able to prepare. Let me see. Pretty sure he can. Hippopotamus.
Hip hop.
Hippopotamus.
Anonymous?
Hippopotamus. Greater restoration. Yes, Quaylen can prepare it.
I think that's our move. Try to get a rest. Get that prepared. Get that dude up.
Okay. Who is it? Quaylen, or is it Tingles? Who has the feast? Because we could also potentially feed these hippos, and that might help. Because I believe there was a level of even uncertainty with them, just because there's a lot of them.
For Heroes Feast. The benefits of it, obviously, you can, if you were just wanting to mundanely feed people, I'm not an issue with that, but it's costly and it gives really great buffs for what it is, for like up to 8 people or something like that.
Yeah.
Obviously, you could feed more people and they wouldn't get the mechanical benefits, but yeah, if you want to feed all the Giffies.
Up to 12 creatures, yeah. Yeah, I think I'm more just like trying to gain greater influence with the hippo folk, but I'm not making that decision. I'm just trying to put options on the table. So is the main concern with the hippos the Chaos Beast? We just don't know about it.
I mean, to me, it's a choice between spaceship or like portal through Outlands, because both of them sound real cool. I think we should take the spaceship to the Outlands and then just do still go the Gitzerai route. Just kind of commandeer their stuff for a little while.
Why with the Gitzerai though? Like, what's the appeal there?
I mean, they can make a portal and
They could take
faster,
us to where we need to go. Plus, I don't know, I think they're just cool. I didn't really think too hard about it.
plus we're like in this deep with this lady already.
Almira. and Ezra.
Spaceship?
Spaceship!
Spaceship sounds the cooler. I mean, using a spaceship and tracking down something called a Chaos Beast does sound like the cooler route to go.
Yeah, especially if you get to use that like kick-ass spell.
I don't think I would use that on just one thing. You know,
What
it's like
it's
if I,
really big?
it's really big. I don't know.
What if you just one-shot this thing and it gets us what we need right away?
I mean, I kind of mentioned before, it's like, I kind of want the party to tell me when to use it, since
We're all dying.
Now, yeah, now's the time, or something like that.
Romeo!
Romeo!
Cut her loose!
Especially there's, I mean, I'll never be able to like sculpt it around everything, so it's definitely the most dangerous in terms of how destructive it is to everything around us. I can't pop that spell off the city, you know.
Well, above table, you could launch that spell and leave the hippo folk and the Chaos Beast unsculpted, and boom, we have a ship.
Yeah, I could drop the spell on top of us right now. Just unsculpted everybody else, and
Whoopsie!
And then we have a ship.
Wow! Look at all these guns.
We have a ship and a whole lot of guns, and we took care of all the evidence. So,
wow! They're already beat down too. If we were going to do it,
either way, we did have to think about as well. We were supposed to be leaving no evidence, right? Like no trail, because otherwise we get the Gitzerai and potentially all of us in a lot of trouble with the Git Yankee if they find out we just showed up. And
where do I get the idea that that's why we have the option of letting out the Mind Flayers? They could take the fall if we let them out.
Just
yeah, then we would have to let them out.
I know you guys
Yes.
aren't taking or like putting a lot of weight into it, but just be very clear because it was something that was going to be. I was like, don't read their the stat block, but it appears that the Mind Flayer ship can actually plane shift itself. Just as a reminder, because I'm pretty sure I mentioned that last time. Just so you guys have all your options on the table.
Well, real quick, I have to go to the bathroom, so be back in a few.
well, I don't know. There's also the Mind Flayer thing was they would take us wherever they want, right? So technically, right. There's a third option. There's ship with the hippos. There's going to the Outlands with the Gitzerai, and then there's the Mind Flayer's plane shift. But I don't know. I watched Stranger Things, and Mind Flayers just seem to be bad. Never faced them in a D&D campaign, so I don't know anything other than that.
They're kind of like the Borg. They assimilate.
Yeah, from Star Trek. Or
So they just they want to have more people to come in contact with them. The idea, like that would only benefit them.
Yeah.
So would it just be a good idea to count the Mind Flayers out?
I mean, I think we should vaporize them, but
yeah,
only if we're vaporizing the whole asteroid thing.
Well, that is a pretty badass ship they have, though. Would be pretty cool if we took it.
Could we
I think
take their
it's-
ship without them?
No, well, from what Nate said, like, we wouldn't know how to operate it.
It is alien technology, is what I'll say.
And basically, we would have to jack into it, and bad things could happen.
Tingles likes jacking into things and jacking off of things.
Over, under.
All right, guys. Why don't we just take a vote? Because we got to do something. And so if we took the ship, is Almira and Ezria not going to go with us? Like if we decided to go with the Hippo people? I mean, Ezria saved. Is there a reason
it's
why they
kinda-
wouldn't go with us?
I guess it's just one or the other. She wants to get back to the city, I think.
I'm going to say which direction sounds more boring, and that's going to the Outlands, going to a city, and then going that route. Taking a ship and facing a Chaos Beast sounds pretty badass.
Yeah, that sounds pretty fun.
And not going quite at the speed of light, but, you know, being able to go at a speed that no man has
Yeah.
ever gone before.
So go with the ship, destroy the asteroid, and
I mean, like,
travel to the next location.
drop out a tow cable and grab that other ship and just tow it. Or, like, we follow. It might not be as fast, but... Or maybe it'll fit inside.
Like tow cable the small ship?
Yeah. It's just a ship sitting out there, man. We're gonna pass that up.
Could just go to the same place.
Right, but afterwards. Then we have a ship.
That's what I mean. Somebody pilot that one and somebody pilot the other one. I just can't forget my dragon egg.
Nate, could we follow the other ship? I'm sure it probably doesn't have the same specs as the Hippo ship.
You're just like, oh, can it keep up?
Yeah.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure like the wild space light year phase jump thing where it can move ridiculously fast. It's just like, depending on the size of a ship, I would say there'd be like, you know, if it had a little John boat attached to it, you know, like, oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you know sailing stuff. Isn't there like a term for those smaller boats that are like on the side of a ship? Not like, I mean, I know they're lifeboats. You know what I'm talking about? Isn't there like a word for them?
Like a dinghy?
Dinghy. I think that's the word I'm looking for. You have a little dinghy or something.
The ones where you used to like you moor the larger ship further out, and then you take
Yeah,
the smaller ship
smaller
into
ship.
the shoreline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if like you had a dinghy or something like that, yeah, I would consider that bigger ship, or the Lamprey ship is a spell jammer, right? It's not a dinghy, even though it's like one of the smaller ones. So I'm thinking out loud because this, just so you guys know too, a lot of this is subject to change. This is my first time as a DM running anything with spelljammer rules, so things might change. But this is my early thoughts. Is no, it can't be towed, but keeping up, I feel like it wouldn't be too much of an issue. Like following, I think wouldn't be too much of an issue. I can't think of a reason not for them because they do a good job of like when you do these like big jumps, right? They're not trying to be like, oh, roll to see if you end up in an asteroid or anything like that. Like that's not fun, right? Just get to where your adventure is and then start from there. So if you both have the same destination in mind, and you as the pilot, as the Spelljammer pilot, know the destination, I feel like it'd be really easy. But if you don't know the destination, that's probably where it gets tricky.
Can you look up the stat block for the lamprey ship? Because like a
So-
lamprey is like it attaches to things. That's kind of like
does
what
it
it does.
say that? Okay, I mean, yeah.
I haven't looked.
Correctly-
I haven't looked at the stat block, but I'm looking at like a lamprey, like the fish. It's like an eel that like has that. Like,
no,
look
that's
at its
actually
mouth,
a
dude.
really good point, because no, I think these are boarding vessels, right? This is where everyone has the information. One thing before I forget, if you guys up with a Spelljammer, just so you know, I went through D&D Beyond. I was like, okay, they don't have stat blocks that are rollable, but I'm like, either I'm going to homebrew it or somebody else already homebrewed it. Somebody already homebrewed all the spelljamming ships into stat blocks.
Word.
And I've added them. Like I myself have it using the encounter tool, like we're doing with like your bears, JP. Like I have all the ships now as stat blocks into one encounter as just my spelljammers. But you're right, Jeff. The lamprey is made to kind of attach. But that's more of a boarding feature. I would say
Gotcha.
the lamprey might be like the. Early on, yeah, that's tricky. That's tricky. I'm trying to imagine like towing. I don't know. I'm gonna steer against towing for the moment, but that doesn't mean you can't follow each other, right? Depending on who's steering and who has the navigation, I should say.
Ingalls likes the definition of a lamprey. It's a jawless fish that resembles eel and is characterized by a toothed, funnel-like sucking mouth.
Stone liquor.
Yeah, okay, so, I mean, I'm not a fan of ever splitting up the team, because I just feel like something's going to happen. It's guaranteed. But maybe if we did put one or two people on the other ship, and, several of the hippo people over there as well. And I don't know. Maybe I'm trying too hard to make the commandeering that ship happen, and we don't even need it, because really we're just going to this place, and what is it? I don't know. What does it matter after that?
Just like when too, like these spelljammers, the way they even say it in the supplement, and I'm glad they made it very clear in there. It's like you're gonna have a spelljammer. If combat rolls right, you guys as players aren't going to be sitting there together going like, okay, we got the spelljammer stats and whatever. Like whoever, one person's probably gonna be like, oh yeah, he shoots a bolt. All right, he does an action. All right, I move it here. The rest of you are going, I can fly 100 feet in actual space, so I'm flying over there and shooting a fireball because that fucking little ballista does like 3d6. Like I can do more damage flying around and doing that stuff. Just one thing to keep in mind for like how that flow would look like. So whether you have more than one ship or not, it's not too complicated, but it's whatever you kind of want to do.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I'm sold on taking the other ship. Tingles also wants that other ship. Quaylen could care less. He's not really into ships.
Orkfo's leaning on the wall, whispering to the dragon egg.
All right, gentlemen, listen, I think I have a plan, and you can either vote against it or move with it. All right, but we've got to make a decision. Our hippo friends, I'm certain, are hungry, and I would like to feed them. But I think that we should take both ships, right? And we go to the same. We're both traveling together, and we're both pursuing to find the Chaos Beast to get to the portal and get our way to Limbo. As far as Almira and Ezria, I don't think we should abandon them, but maybe we can first transport them to where they're going. We have pretty fast ships. We take a rest, and then we be on our way.
I have returned.
So restate all of that.
That sounds great. I was listening to everything, but if you could just repeat all of that one more time. Yeah, so let's take the ships. We'll take both, right? And we can take Almira and Ezria so that we don't abandon them. And we take them to where they need to go. We get our long rest in while that's happening. And then we pursue the Chaos Beast.
We would need to plane shift if we took them. Wouldn't we?
They're not on this plane?
Almira has pretty much inferred she can plane shift you guys to Zaus like right now, just so you know.
Oh, so she can plane shift herself and Ezria over there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, so reverse that, scratch it.
Let me
Yeah.
check, let me check something real quick, because you guys got a big party, actually.
Would it be possible to plane shift everyone?
Yeah, I'm curious.
Well, I'm saying her and Ezria could plane shift over there, and the rest of us can hop on the ships and go.
Yeah, I'm just talking hypothetically. You guys could have taken the option of her taking you all, but right, like, I'm looking at this. It's like, how many of you guys are actually in the party now? It's the 5-player characters: Tatiana, Orvex, right? And I don't.
Yeah, our group is too big.
That's 7. No, to be fair, if it's you 7 and
Then
her
Almira and Ezria.
that is enough. You and
Yeah.
you and
8.
up to 8 willing creatures. That's a total of 9.
Yeah.
So she would technically. That's funny. I didn't even think about that till just now.
Just barely.
Yeah, but
And
you're
there is
totally
no
right. She could
upcast.
definitely just like, all right, guys, right, I'm gonna take Ezria. I'm gonna fuck out of here.
What gets
Alright.
me is there's no upcast. You would imagine, like even 7th level, it could be upcast. You know, if cast at 8th or 9th level, you add 3 people per spell level or something like that.
Well, if they can take care of themselves and get to where they need to, what do we say? Are we taking the ships and heading and pointing towards the storm? Or are we going to go on an adventure that will take a bit longer?
I vote ship.
That's 1 for ship.
Adventure! Huzzah!
Okay, 1 for ship, 1 for adventure. Romuald?
I don't understand. Why is Outlands the adventure?
I just called it that. Ship or Outlands?
Well, Outlands has been the plan so far.
So,
Outlands
is your
works for
for
me.
the
It
Outlands?
was just one way or the other.
Outlands.
Outlands.
God damn it. Fine.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
I vote for the Outlands. That's fine. Fuck you, Quaylen.
I vote for a fucking ship, you motherfuckers. I'm just kidding. He doesn't.
Yeah.
Well, could
I-
we could take the fish ship to the Outlands, correct? Would we be able to do that?
Okay, let me make this very clear for you guys because you guys are confusing yourselves. And that's not a complaint. There's a lot going on. So
Yes.
to get to the Outlands, Almera can plane shift you all there like that. From there, you can maybe try and get another Spelljammer, whatever it means, or they can take you through the gate right into Limbo. You guys can then again, maybe look for a Spelljammer at a Gifzari thing, or just fly around Limbo. The other path, essentially, the only other option you guys are taking or thinking about is going with the GIF onto their big ship. And if you're doing that, why not take the other little ship? That's just laying
Have our
around.
own.
Go with them, fight a Chaos Beast, which sounds like will create a portal to Limbo. And then the GIF or it have agreed to follow you through to your journey's end because they're in your debt. So those are your kind of two options. Chaos Beast is a Chaos Beast, right? Who knows what that is? Could be dangerous. Sounds like it could be. The fucking Chaos
Sounds
Beast.
chaotic.
Yeah. So there's a little bit of risk there, but then shit, those are your two kind of big options.
So basically, yeah.
Like
We
ally,
either get-
spell jamming, ship, guaranteed kind of, if you made through more unknown Exhaust, but also a guarantee of okay, we go to Zaus and it sounds like they can get us through to Limbo pretty easily. Yep.
Yeah. I think, we probably are just too low on time to take any detours. I think we just need to get.
So what? But
Well, the
which
ship,
is the route that's straight? That's like the straightest path.
Outland.
but once we get into Limbo, the ship will make things faster. Do you get any advantages of having a Spelljammer in Limbo?
Let's assume you talk to Almera, right? And she kind of gives you the rundown. Limbo being a very chaotic place, her advisement is that a Spelljammer can be useful. It's like the Astral Sea where you're at now, space, it's endless. Limbo itself is endless. So you're going to be flying around, provides a home base for you. Maybe get lost, and the gravity, the mass of it has its own protective properties as a Spelljammer. She explains to you that mass can be very manipulated in Limbo by those of powerful minds, and that it can be dangerous. So Spelljammers are encouraged and used by her own people. Use them in Limbo. We got lost in Limbo. We have a home base with food, supplies, etc., etc. So there's a survival aspect of it, but then a protective element of the chaotic mass what can happen, the mass into the chaos. The spell jamming, the helm helps protect against it. But also the ability to teleport, kind of like how it does in Wild Space, could be useful depending on destinations. But she says some of her most powerful folks, some gifts her eye, will fly around Limbo. So narratively, food and supplies is probably the consideration. Really, it's how long are we going to be there? It's and her just say sometimes people will be on weeks journeys in Limbo if they go exploring, but a lot of their activity don't go deeper in the Limbo. They live on the outskirts, what I guess would call the outskirts of Limbo, and they go through the Port of Zaus, to other portals throughout the plains. They mention the Slod being their biggest threat. I mean, above table, just so you guys know, it's wherever sounds most fun to you. You guys know I won't punish for you deciding to get on a ship and go do spell jamming stuff for a bit or whatever. but also just do whatever feels right for you narratively and most fun to you.
You know what?
There's no right
Screw-
choice, but it's what I want you guys to make sure you're doing choices based on your fun factor.
Chaos. Let's get our own spelljammer and go for the chaos.
Okay,
Just so you know,
taking
Justin,
the ship.
because I know how much you want to go to Sigil. So the way above table, the way it's set up, you have the Outlands as the plane, right? And there's all these gate towns. Zeos is one of them. Sigil is its own kind of freestanding city of mystery in the middle of that. So hypothetically, if you guys went there, you wouldn't even be visiting Sigil. You'd be like, hey, look, there's Sigil, and you go through the gate. Maybe, right? If you're on that much of a time crunch. So if you're thinking enjoyment fun of Sigil, I don't know if you're going to get what you're looking for.
No, that was just
so
a
you know.
throwaway line.
Okay, just
It's like I figured. It's like if we're going to a city on the outskirts, then you might see like the spire or something.
okay.
But
Yeah. Just so you know, I want to get you guys the Citadel so bad, but narratively we haven't gotten there yet. But cool. Yeah, so you guys make your choices.
I'm cool with the spaceship. That sounds really fun. Plus, having it around might be useful.
Yes.
Okay, so spaceship it is. All right.
We have changed our mind. We want
Yeah,
a ship.
clearly. It's like just a light switch for all of you. JP talks about it for 10 minutes. That sounds fucking stupid. Nate's like, oh, there's this fucking spaceship, guys. Let's go.
To be
That's a
fair,
great idea. I'm just teasing,
do,
Nate.
I do DM different, or that's something new. And I actually would like to take this moment to ask for your feedback, right? I could allowed you guys to just make, because narratively going straight to the Outlands probably makes most sense, right? For your characters going, we're on a time crunch of Asterix up, so we are guaranteed shortest routes that way, right? So that could make sense narratively. But I stepped in to go, hey, if getting on a spelljamming ship and fighting something called a Chaos Beast sounds fun, don't worry about that. Do you guys like it if I do that, or would you have rather just stuck to your own narrative decision of like in your characters what they're thinking? Does that make sense? Does anybody have an opinion on that?
I don't think I'm harmed anything. But
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
I trust you. I think it's definitely fine with me. It's kind of like way back in Tomb of Annihilation. There was that one trap. It was the wheel, and if you go into it, then you knew that. Especially with how we had been doing puzzles up to that point, it's like we could have been on that for weeks, and it would have gone absolutely nowhere. And
yeah, step in the way.
I mean, I was really appreciative of you telling us that.
Because for me, it's like D&D. There's so much time, right? But a little bit different here, though, is that I don't want to feel like I'm influencing you guys too much. Because your guys' debate was great. Your pros and cons. I love that planning and ideaing, right? But then I did step in and go, just so you know, you might, if you like the idea of this more fun as a player compared to your player's character, don't be afraid of it. Does that make sense? Like, I don't want to feel like I'm steering you guys in a certain way, because I'm like, if you guys want to get on a ship and go around, that sounds fun to me as a DM too. But going straight to the islands, getting straight to Limbo can be fun. I'm afraid that when I do that, like, I'm taking your player agency away. Of your characters, I should say, your character's agency. Did anybody feel like they didn't enjoy me saying that? I think that's the best way to put it.
I think for me, it's a matter of trust. So, like, some DMs that I don't know very well, I would be like, yeah, you're just trying to steer us towards the thing you already have planned out. Whereas with you, I think enough trust has developed that I'm just like, you know what? Yeah, you're just trying to have us do the fun thing, and
Yeah, to be fair,
you-
like I was excited to see what choice you guys made because I was gonna be very curious to see your discussion. But I heard some people going like, "Man, space sounds fun," and I didn't want them to feel like they were being forced narratively into that. I guess that's the biggest thing, and my reflection on what just happened. I felt like, okay, I'm hearing players saying this sounds fun, but then you guys are doing the narrative logic choice of, well, we're on a time crunch. I think that's what it made me step in and be like, just so you guys know, it could be fun, and I don't think there's a like bad reason for you not to narratively. Yeah, if I ever do anything like that though, I'm very self-conscious about it. Like sometimes I feel like I step in and I'm like, I'm trying not to steer you guys, but you guys say you trust. I'm like, I think you guys will have a great time on the back of a ship fighting a chaos beast and see what that's like. And I didn't want you guys to feel pushed to narratively skip it. Because I've told you guys in the past, Tomb of Annihilation, that's its biggest flaw as a campaign. Because you're on a time bomb, right? They call it the ticking time bomb. There was fucking dinosaur races in Port Nyanzaru. There's all this cool crap. But you start off the campaign and that I'm going, if you don't save the world in 30 days, everyone's dead. So I'm like, why would you stop narratively and play with the dinosaurs and do dinosaur races? But I'm like, that sounds so cool, you know? So I don't want you guys to feel that ticking time bomb and go like, well, I wish we could have flown around on a ship, you know, like whatever you guys want. Some people, the ticking time bomb is the fun part. And they don't give a fuck about the dinosaur races, right? Which is fine. But having the options there and knowing that you can still do it without feeling that crunch, I think is just, I don't know. I just something I've tried to do for my players. So it sounds like you guys trust me if I do that. I'm not just trying to steer you into something for lulz or into badness. Okay. Thank you for letting me listen to me ramble.
Yes.
Okay. That's okay. So the original vote was to go to the Outlands. What the fuck would we like to do?
Spaceship.
Not Outlands.
Spaceship!
Chaos Beast! Chaos Beast! I want to stab the Chaos Beast in the face!
Romuel? That's 2. For spaceship.
Well, if you've already voted spaceship, yes,
I haven't voted.
but you do want the spaceship.
I have not said what I'm gonna say.
I think Lord Tingle's having his own personal
Don't speak for me.
pleasure ship is quite an amazing idea that I would fully support.
Romuel. I still vote fucking Outlands. Fucking spaceships terrify me.
So, not to derail things, because I think we're almost decided, but maybe Tingles could go on the spaceship, and we'll see him when we get home, and Quaylen comes with everybody else. Just throwing that out there, that could happen.
Well, I mean, Tingles isn't going to separate from the party. He's going to go with whatever the group pick. He does want a ship, yes. But,
maybe you could just be like, hey, if you deliver the ship to your castle, then our debt is repaid.
I don't know. I'll think about that. But Romuel, we have 2 for spaceship, 1 for Outlands. What say ye?
I guess spaceship.
Oh, you sounded so convincing. I bet you wanted to go to Outlands, didn't you? Did you want to go to Outlands?
Well, I'll be honest here. This is actually a player decision for me, more than character, because Romuald would want to go to the Outlands, but
Yeah, so say that.
I would like to go on a spaceship.
Yeah.
So
So Justin wants spaceship, but
So-
Romuald wants the Outland.
yeah, but
So
For the RP, it'd be really cool if you said Outland.
we're already leaded that way, anyways. So
No,
I'm
if
just
you would
gonna
have
go
said
spaceship.
Outlands, if you would have said Outland, if Romeo would have said Outlands, Bengals would have just been like, "Spaceship, motherfucker, let's go."
Set you up so much for that. I love it. Just say the thing, Justin. God.
damn it. Well, now I don't want to.
Never mind. Do whatever you want. Anyway, all right, guys, let's do the spaceship. Quaylen, fuck all. Dingles was always going to pick spaceship, by the way. He really wanted to go on the spaceship and fight the Chaos Beast, but he just wanted to see what the party was going to do, and if he got to be the tiebreaker, he was just going to be an ass about it. But he didn't. All right.
If you guys are choosing spaceship too, like, I can't think of a reason for you not to take both ships. I'll be honest.
Oh yeah, Tingles is definitely taking the other ship.
If you're like worried,
But he's not gonna like have him send it
I
home
can't
or
think
whatever.
of like any sort of like, man, that'll be so complicated. You guys are gonna have a bad time, and it's gonna be so mechanically annoying. Like, I don't think it's going to be.
Right.
With resources at hand. So if you guys want to take both, I think you would have do what you want narratively, but the options there for sure.
Yeah. All right. So, folks,
Spaceship.
spaceship. All right. Yes. So, like, I also think we should take the other ship, and I will be happy to captain that ship and follow us along. Right. Anyone who would like to be on my ship and join me, just so there's somewhat of an even split, that's fine. If not, I think we can negotiate with the hippo folk that they can spare some of their men to man the smaller ship.
Suppose
So
this
I
way our
can see-
transport is guaranteed, at least. It sounded like more of an if we went to that city of Zaus.
What an astute observation, Romuald. Thank you for sharing that.
Sorry, did I interrupt you?
No, you did not interrupt me.
Do you guys think there are like space dolphins or anything that we might see swimming around? What do we think? Do you think there's space?
You know, Gary's always thinking of just the next thing he can fuck.
Oh yeah. I think we're missing a prime opportunity if we skip this. So yeah, I vote ship. Who knows what we might see out there in the great beyond?
You know, it's interesting that you cast your vote when no one asked for it, but
No, everyone asked.
Sure.
My voice and opinion's the most greatest. I hold the most weight.
right. We all hadn't decided to take the ship prior to you voting. Thank you, Gary, for permitting us to go on this quest in the way we already decided.
You're very welcome, Tingos. I'm glad you know who runs the ship.
Mm.
You guys get it?
All right, let's feed the hippo folk, right? I think they're going to better support us if they are fed. Is there anything else that we need to handle or address or attend to before we depart?
There's a whole lot of gold in the entranceway that we just walked past. Perhaps we could take a look at it before we leave.
Yes, we could take a small amount of time and transfer it to the Lord Tingle's Party Cruise Supreme.
Also, I did want to grab some stuff in the library. So while you guys are doing that, I will head over there.
Okay. I don't think we need to. We don't have to like RP it out. Captain Alexander's at your service. We'll get to that chaos beast, no problem. Almera and Ezria, hearing your decision, she pretty much explains like not a big issue. We're gonna go ahead. She's like, we're gonna get them out. I guess she would though talk to you all, and wonder if she leaves, are you going to destroy the evidence, aka the asteroid? Like, do you guys have plans for that?
If we need to. Of course.
I think I'll be able to destroy some of it. Not the entire thing, though.
With the unsureness, actually, Almera will wait around until we're all finished to make sure there's no lingering unknowns. Because above table, if you guys forgot, her secret organization, who's been trying to reunite the Gith peoples, has been exposed, and this is the one place it was. So she just kind of, and she also doesn't want to leave. Yeah, like make sure there's no survivors, et cetera, et cetera. So she just wants to make sure there's no chance of anybody hearing word. So whether it's survivors or the asteroid being destroyed is kind of how she explains the course of action. But she'll stick around then until then.
I'm not really sure we've gone through every room in here. If there might be some more folks hidden to kill, right? Is that the idea? Like we would clear the whole thing?
Yeah, so I think narratively you would tell me that, hey, we go room to room, we try to make sure we think we catch everyone, and we're not going to like roll a whole bunch of initiative for that. Or you can say like Romil tries to blow it out of the sky, like whatever you want to do.
We have two. Okay, I'm saying this above table, not in the game. We have two more wishes. We could just wish this thing away, be done with it. We could also just wish ourselves to the place we need to go to.
That's all.
It'd be great if we could just wish the phylactery to be gone and dead.
We discussed that when we were like way up here, though.
Yeah, I think the issue is just with only two wishes. We're probably going to want to use one to get back home, and so the other one is kind of emergencies only, I think. Especially because
you suck balls. You can't cast Wish anymore, right? Because you suck. Forgot. Can't remember.
Thanks for
especially
reminding
because
me.
there
I think
is the
I think getting back
table.
home. Sorry, you can go ahead.
Above table. I would like to use one of the wishes myself. Just not right now.
Of course you would. I'm sure all of us would love
A wish
to have a wish to our own.
Yes. You know what? I shall message Nate, because as the one who is going to have to deal with the consequences firsthand and create the consequences for us, he's the one that definitely needs to know it, actually.
Hey, are you telling me as a not me, us as a player, or us as characters? Because characters, I no longer trust you. As a player, I'm really intrigued.
As a player, because as a character,
Okay.
I think Cadmail will leave it at we only have the two, so we should try and save them until we absolutely cannot manage without using one.
I await your message. Are you doing it now, or are you just saying in the future? Because Tingle still has the Ring of Wishes, right?
Left.
And there's
Mhm.
2 left, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are
But
you messaging
also
me,
above
Riley?
table.
Yes, I am messaging you
Right now,
specifically,
okay.
Nate.
Yeah, above table. Getting back home, I think, won't be as difficult. Like Romuald knows plane shift, and I think getting us back onto Toral isn't as hard as to Limbo because we already searched for a tuning fork, and we rolled for it and didn't get it. So
Yeah, above table, hypothetically, yeah, you shouldn't have any, as far as best you know, no issues plane shifting back to the world, yeah.
yeah. Also, a little off topic. I really like the soundtrack tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Heard
Yeah,
some songs
FTL
from
has an amazing soundtrack.
yeah. Heard some songs from Plague Tale earlier, which has a really really good soundtrack.
Yes. If I was putting together my sci-fi space exploring / seafaring playlist.
Be cool if you just played a bunch of Sea of Thieves songs.
Those are 2 on the nose, though I do have
I
some
know,
that
I know.
have that in it actually.
I miss playing that game.
Another Riley's message. Cool. I see what Riley's plan is. I can't wait for him to wish supreme rulership over all the universe and then take the place of Bahamut and become the new king of dragons and destroy everything. I want that. I want King Cadmail to turn bad.
He was the boss the whole time.
Okay. All right. So people are grabbing books. Yeah, Rama, you guys have bag of holding. So finding, and I think I already mentioned it's almost all Ngith Yankee, but they're still very valuable. I think the weird description last time is that some books seem very old aesthetically, but condition wise are brand new, except for just people who did the doggy ears.
If I can take 10 minutes to ritual cast, which is I'll just go through what the most important looking books are, any first editions or anything like that, and I'll just grab those. Unless Almira's sticking around, then she can help me, perhaps.
Yeah, she is sticking around. She wants to make sure. She doesn't want to have any doubts when she leaves. She wants to know how things end. I'm going through to make sure there was nothing mentioned in the module that's oh yeah, those would be very cool books. I don't think there's anything very specific except for just generalized information. Cool. Yeah, you find really just very, rare. Yeah, I think I mentioned some of them have the illuminated text in them, so those definitely would strike your interest. Honestly, it's really about how much he wants to take and is curious about it, because a lot of this is just, this is a Yankee library, and it's just probably just its novelty for what it is very would be very priceless as a whole collection. Funny enough, roll a history check for me, Romeo. I want to know if you know certain facts. I don't know if Justin knows or not, but let's see if Romeo knows. I don't think it's ever come up in
It's
game.
pretty low, 14.
14, yeah. It wasn't that huge of a detail. So it's like up to me how much books. Like if you wouldn't think he'd be like, I need it all, like he can do it, or if you think him narratively is just like, no, I want to pick just the ones that look most valuable, that's totally fine. Well, what direction?
So I'll try to get just as much as I can. Like I can grab as much as I can and just drop it off on the ship and fly back.
Yeah. So, which ship are you putting the books on? If you're not going to put them in like a bag of holding.
I guess the lamprey. I don't want to take up room in the bag of holding. I imagine the books will take more room than the gold.
Remember, I don't count gold for space. That's just too much of a headache. I would say, to be fair, I would say you would fill a whole bag of holding with how many books. So it's up to you if you want to like fill up a whole bag of holding, or put like the most precious ones in there, and then the remaining on the ship. That sound like the compromise?
Yeah. I mean, it'll be up to Orkfo. I'm gonna fill it up. And Orkfo, you hold on to our bag of holding. Is that right? Or who is it that has it?
Yeah, I got one.
You're not putting
got
those fucking books in a bag
a-
of holding. That's fucking nerd shit, Romeo.
What do I got? Bag of
Well, I'm not going to
So
be
far it's got
holding on to
nothing in
them
it.
for long.
What did you say, Orkfo?
So far, it's got nothing in it.
To be fair, it's kind of assumed that some of the bigger, crazier shit you guys have might be in there, but I don't know. Doesn't like Tingle's walking
Yeah.
around like a holy avenger on his back or something? That's probably in the back of holding.
Taking back there the whole time.
Let's just say
fucking sword.
there's stuff in there that, you know, Orkfro's not aware of and let that sneak in there. So that might... Don't crowd it up. Well, you're nerd shit.
Well, it won't be in there for long.
Fuck you, Romeo.
Just a little while.
Okay. Yeah, you guys were. That's right. You guys. I was like, there was something I was going to look up in the module, and it was about the gold. Bum, bum, bum. So you guys go to the Horde, and surprise, surprise, it's fake. There's a Horde here, and it's an illusion.
Oh, that gold?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you guys
I
look
got
to
the
the
real
north.
gold.
Then you guys look to the north, like, oh look, there's another one, and you go to that one, and it's real. And I'm just gonna copy and paste what's in the module.
Don't forget, I still have like 1,000 platinum.
Yep.
That we found as well.
Isn't it 10,000?
That was 1,000.
It's just 1,000. Oh, that's 10,000 gold.
It was only 1,000. Mhm.
Only 1,000.
You guys are such little rich fucks.
Yes.
What am I looking at here? 250, almost 250 CP. What's CP? Copper?
Copper.
Don't you know you got a big PP? You
120.
know what a CP is?
Hey,
Yeah, it's copper.
Electrum, the one that I
yeah.
hate.
Yeah, Electrum's a weird one, and then gold, and then platinum.
200 PP. The bear mask made of jade. Old painting of dwarf miner.
Hey, that's old Grumpy Beard.
Yeah, you
bear mask.
You recognize old Grumpy Beard.
Hey, Captain Alexander. Do you know what this is? I'll hold up the jacket egg.
It appears to be an egg
Yeah.
of some sort.
Yeah, we found this, and I'm gonna take care of it. Wait, have we got a safe place on the ship for such a thing?
I mean, that's what kind of beast is inside this egg. I'm assuming dwarfs don't lay eggs of that size. Do you all lay eggs in general? I've always been curious.
We spring out of our father's beard fully formed.
Roll a deception check.
Do you happen to
I'm
come out
joking.
with beards of your own?
I rolled
Or-
a 2.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Oh, I've never met too many dwarves in my time, so it was curious. I don't know if you laid stone eggs, you hatch out of them or something. Actually, I need to adjust his voice above table. And this is it, I haven't been forever since I made this mistake. I'm doing too much of a scratchy voice for him. So his voice might change a bit because I cannot actually do his voice like that for too much longer. So he'll get out of it gradually, so Martin Wall just opened. Sorry, I gotta practice that. It's a bad habit to fall into. Eamon strikes again. I think that was your scratchy voice, guy.
What, Eamon? Of course.
Alright. Hey, you need a place on the ship, oh yeah. Well, vast storage down below.
I mean, like, with me.
Oh, if you need your place, well, you know, it's tight bunks for everyone. There's the captain's quarters, and they are very grateful for everything. I'd probably keep my quarters for myself. But I'm sure the lads wouldn't mind if you put a little bit of it in there. You know, if you share space.
Yeah, just no. This is precious to me, so just know that.
Well, I would suggest keeping it below deck so it doesn't accidentally fall off the side and go floating out into wild space, right? What did you tell me what kind of beasties inside of it? I don't remember.
I did not.
Should I be afraid of what's inside your egg, sir?
Nah, I'll take care of it.
If you did not just kill a whole Yankee regiment single-handedly, I wouldn't doubt you and be afraid, but you seem capable, lads. So, let me have a eat, if we didn't want to. Now for the moment that I've been dreading. He goes to his ship. And he begins to figure out how to get back in control of the helm. Do you have anything to say about this, King Godmail?
Truth be told, Captain Alexander,
Yes.
we were not aware that the rightful owner and crew of this ship were still around. All we knew was that there was the one person we were here to retrieve originally, and finding you happened to be a happy accident.
Happy accident indeed. You didn't take anything off my ship. Those cannonballs are very expensive, you know.
Nothing off the ship itself, but since we were unaware that the crew and captain were still alive, and we were resting a bit and found it a very valuable safe point for us to use for the rest, I did take the opportunity to, what's the word, attune to it myself?
Oh, you're tuned to the old idea, did you? And how are you enjoying your experience? It's a fine ship. Have you given it a little bit of a run yet?
No, we had not, because we were focusing more on achieving our objective of freeing the one they took prisoner that we knew of, so I just took the opportunity, and truth be told, if we absolutely needed a safe place to rest, we knew that we could sail it out for a short while and then rest while they, I don't know, probably tried to use the other ones, but would offer some safety.
You should give her a little spin. Put her through her paces. Do you have experience in spell jamming, my boy?
Not one lick.
Not one lick. Well, come on aboard. Now, give us a good shot. I've got a good spell jammer in my crew. Usually he's the one attuned to the helm. We'll give it a good rock around here. Now set her off a bit. Alright, boys, we're giving the bombard a little bit of test run. Mr. Cadmel here is going to give us a bit of a So, he's a first-timer, so do not be too mean to him. All aboard, let's get the ship in tip-top shape. Might take a few minutes getting the ship, like, in order, prepared. And then he encourages you to do a little sailing.
Lap around the asteroid.
Mm-hmm. Just go ahead and roll a d20 and add your dexterity modifier to it, because I'm assuming you don't have any sort of like vehicle proficiencies. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong.
I do not.
Cool. Yeah, do d20, add your dex.
6.
Romuel, you're like in the library and you just hear something like scraping against the side of the asteroid, and it's probably freaking you out for a second when you just hear like, "Don't let him to the side now, Mr. No. Nothing dire happens, but actually, no, this is silly. I'm going to do the rules real quick. Because there's each ship has a damage threshold. And I think it's the first time we've ever handled damage threshold in here, and I very rarely ever use it. So the Bombard has a damage threshold of 20. Let's say someone shoots Firebolt at it. You're going by and someone shoots Firebolt.
Yep.
What is Firebolt?
We actually just learned that in the Saturday session that I run for Descent into Avernus.
Oh yeah, because you guys are finally getting into the ships probably. So like, let's say you're doing it at 4th level. Let's do 4d10. 24 is above the damage threshold, so you damage it. But if you roll below that 20, it does no damage. So that's damage. I'm seeing if I get any blow rolls, but probably not. That one just hits.
The average is 21, I think.
Yeah,
for
so
40,
it's like it's probably going to keep going, but that's the gist of it. So if we ever get into spell jamming fights or anything, if something hits you on the whole of the ship, to be fair, the damage hit threshold is 20. Okay, but so as you come back, parking back in, you're just like scraping aside. I was gonna roll to see if you like actually put a hole in this ship or something, but I'm not that worried about it. You guys back, and he's like, "Oh, I say this with all due respect, Mr. Cadmel. You could use some work. Yes.
I imagine captaining a ship this magnificent should take significantly more practice than we have the time for today.
Yes. Would it be opposed if I had put my navigator and my spelljammer back on the attunement to the ship?
Of course, it was your ship to begin with.
Well, I would not have her back if it wasn't for you all. And your gracious, you could have left us there to die with the mind flayers. When all this is over, if you would like to be more of an expert on the skills of it, we'd be happy to have some of your capabilities on the old lady. Just keep that in mind. All right, so do you break attunement, Cadmel, to the ship?
Yes.
Yeah, so Captain Alexander himself, actually, let's say he probably would, just because it's like, his precious lady. He probably attunes to it, but he does sound like eventually he actually gives that duty to an actual spelljammer, like a navigator. But for now, I think let's say Captain Alexander is attuned to it. So Tingles, if you want to pilot and control the ship, you would have to attune to it.
Okay.
The flip of that, it's you guys if you want to let Tingles have that power, or you can declare yourself the captain of the ship. But just like Captain Alexander can do, you can get somebody else to pilot it, and they just follow your orders. So it's up to you what sounds most fun to you, like, because you get this kind of the same benefits.
Yeah, I think I declare myself captain. I am captain. I am boss. And he maybe tries to hire one of the hippo folk to pilot.
Oh, you need somebody to help you get around there, boys. We can get you a couple.
I was hoping to employ some of your folks.
Well, you don't need to employ. Let's just see how many you need. I'm sure if we're just getting to the rock and roll, then From there, we can gather up enough crew for 4 shifts, but that's not too far off now. That's a fine ship, the Lamprey, and a little bit old. Not to be mean about it, but if you boys are new to spell jamming, these are older models, but are good for boarding. You get that thing into another ship's hull. If you ever want to be pirates, it's a good start. I wouldn't know anything about that. Winks at you. Reginald. Yes, Captain. Need you to spell jam the Lamprey. Sure thing. He just went country. My name's Reginald. I'll be... No. I want them all to be British. My name's Reginald. I'll be at your service. I'll be your spell jammer, sir. And what should I call you?
I am Captain Tingle.
Captain Tingles. And, it'll be my honor to... What's the name of your ship? Mind me asking?
Sure.
You'll have to name it now in this moment, so it's tradition. If you put it off, you'll get bad luck. Gotta go with whatever's in your guts. Guts, glories, and tingling winglies. The longer I do Reginald's voice, the more he starts sounding like Sean Connery.
Let's call it the Torgan.
Oh.
Oh, whoa! We're talking about my ship, Orkfo, not the ship you guys will be on.
Sir, you should really go with Torgan, because if you haven't gotten your name right away, sir, you'll get bad luck. Unless you have something in your gut right now.
I
10 seconds till you have bad luck on all your rolls, sir.
Is that disadvantage until...
10, 9,
fuck.
8, 7, 6,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
5, 4, 3, 2.
We'll call it ship fuckery. And that's what everyone has to refer to this ship now. Every time we mention it. Ship fuckery.
Sorry, sir, but my countdown was over before you said ship fucker. You have bad luck for the rest of the journey. I can't be the spell jammer of this ship no more, Captain Alexander. That's bad luck. I'm just fucking with you.
It's like, we could RP this out, but god damn it.
I kind of want to keep going with it because I love that as a fucking leaning into like the whole trope of like sailor superstitions.
He's like, no, you gotta get someone else. Shit.
I wanted Torgan because I want the Torgan Eater. Burning and eating the countryside. Burning and eating.
Oh. It really doesn't matter to me. Okay.
No.
My mind went blank.
And it's up to them if they want to say you're not captain of the ship, but you've declared yourself captain, and no one is disrupting you. So it is the ship fuckery.
Ship fuckery.
It's such a D&D party ship name. I'm here for it. Famously,
It had better be in ship shape.
in Critical... Oh my god, Riley. In Critical Role, they got a ship, and it was called the Squall Eater. And like as soon as they like stole the ship and got it, and was like, oh, this is ours now. They're like, we rename it the Ball Eater. There's just great moments of like Matt just like, trying to do high fantasy, keeping it serious, and then D&D party rolls in with the Ball Eater. Like he like RP'd it out too. Like they would be docking in, and like the dock master would show up and like, what's the name of your ship? And they're like, the Ball Eater.
Ball Eater.
Yeah. So
At your service.
Ship fuckery is on
Ship fuckery.
Okay,
Bodie McBoatface.
Bill Jamie Jam.
Short rest would go off if you guys need to do that or have hit die or anything like that.
Woohoo!
I was hoping we can work in a long rest somehow, but
if time press, short rest is definitely easy peasy. It's up to you if you guys want to be staying around for 8 hours. That's your call.
I meant once we're on the ship, I guess.
Fair enough.
If we're gonna,
Go ahead. What were you gonna say, Justin?
if we're gonna destroy this place, we should do it before the long rest.
Right.
So,
How long is it going to take for us to travel? Because if other people are piloting or traveling, then our folks could do a long rest.
I'll be honest with you, my friends. The Rock of Brawl is maybe just an hour, a couple hours away. And then we can get, if you need, we can... That would be my suggestion before going off against any sort of chaos beast. We can get supplies, more crew, and make sure both ships are fully manned. Perhaps an upgrade for your little lamprey if you want any bigger firepower. That's only a couple hours away. It orbits this planet, Toriel. That's where our home is and our port of call.
Yeah, I think it's not a bad idea. We will certainly need a good night's sleep. You know, like brief moment, not gonna lie. I was looking into time dilation to see how fast we were traveling was gonna allow us to get a long rest in a short period of time. It didn't work out.
Yeah, no, it does not.
I think we were looking at like for 1 hour we would have, if the speed you could travel at full speed, it was like 59 minutes and 59 seconds. Like you lost like maybe a second. So that didn't work out. Anyway, yeah. So let's figure out long rest. We already picked up all that money. And that's in someone's pocket. I'm assuming we put that in our inventory.
Did someone write that down? I think we assumed you were doing that because you were like talking about what you were reading and stuff.
I was not writing it down, but I will. Blue.
Well, I now have to unattune to the spell jamming helm.
I guess it can go in the bag. I imagine that's where it's going to be, right?
That makes sense. I don't want to lose that bag.
Yeah, you can declare the gold's in the bag, because as we did learn with Orkfo in the Tomb of Annihilation, knowing where the location is important. Though I'm not going to like penalize you for like carrying weight or anything like that, but if Orkfo was carrying around 2 million gold and that trap that destroyed everything on his person, 2 million gold would be gone. Right. But if you say it's in the bag of holding, then it's like in the bag of holding. But if the bag of holding gets destroyed, there it goes.
Yeah, that is a lot of money to put in one place. Should I do the math to figure out how much each person gets, just so it's not all sitting in one pot? I can kind of do that in the background while everyone's doing something else.
Yeah, do it.
Do it.
Split it up. Don't forget you're splitting it 5 ways. Quaylen.
Do it.
Quaylen ain't getting shit.
Don't forget you're splitting it 6 ways. I'll take Quaylen's fucking portion, you piece of shit. Who trusts Tingles with the gold anyways? We should know better.
How about Orvex?
Yeah, Orvex as well.
I forgot, Dave. Did I get him? We've got an agreement, right? I'm getting proportions again, right? Is that what's happening?
Is he getting a 6 of it, though?
I've been carrying my weight, or if you've seen me in these fights, right? I've been, we'll talk about it.
Right. Yeah, we've sure seen you. Alright, fine. 6 ways.
Here, how about I take those artifacts? That mask and that painting of that dwarf. Who'd you say it was? Grumpy? Grumpy face there?
Old Grumpy Beard.
Oh, Grumpy Beard.
Okay, so am I splitting this 6 ways or 5 ways?
Split it 5 ways and just let me take the art pieces.
Okay.
Those belong in a museum.
It belongs in a museum.
How are you gonna try it? Is your plan meteor swarm, Justin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I need to know what that does, though.
Captain Jingles,
Yes.
we've spotted a ship, sir.
What heading? What direction?
Heading to it's 3D space, sir. I don't know how to do that, but northwest by alternative
starboard,
northwest.
ports. Bow, starboard, port.
Over there,
Stern.
sir. It's point.
I think I heard a niner.
So this is my thought, is that you guys are on the ship about to back up before Romuald decides to meteor swarm and leave all trace behind, when shouts begin to go, ship spotted. You guys would look at roll 20 for me.
I volunteer as roller. Because I'm a high roller. 17.
We'll actually wait on initiative. We're gonna get into it. Does everyone just see what we're dealing with? We're missing somebody in roll 20.
Where's Arkfo?
Loading.
Loading. What you see is what looks like a normal galleon, a normal ship flying through space, with obvious angry Githyanki crew on the back of it, as one of the roving patrols is returning to Stardock. So, to the north side of the map, if you do the measuring tool, you'll notice that every square is like 20 feet. So this is my early prototype to what a spell jamming fight could look like, because that's the north side, right? To the south are ships and their floor plans, right? So those, if you like board a ship, you can then shift your vision down there and see what you're doing immediately on the ship. But the key to remember, like those maps down there, the grids aren't aligned perfectly. The measuring tool will be showing 20, so we're just gonna be kind of doing old school down there. Just each square is 5 feet, and we'll guesstimate. The way it suggests doing spell jamming battles is side by side initiative, which is ship and ship. So let's look at what we got going on here. So I guess first step, JP, you are captain of the Lamprey. So maybe you could even add this to your wild shape and conjure animal stuff, but you should be able to look up Lamprey in the D&D Beyond tools and then add that in there so you have like the stat block. So I'm just gonna wait for you to do that.
Am I adding it under the collections or just looking it up in the shape shift thing?
No, it would be like, do you remember using the D&D tools, the encounter tools? Because I've been encouraging people to use that, then like saving it.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. That's what I meant. I said collection.
Yeah, I would probably just add it to whatever list you've already got going on, because it's like those are all the stat blocks you need, right? And then save it. Yeah, but if you look up Lamprey, it should pop up. Do you got yours added and saved and ready to go, Cadmill?
What, the bomb? Bombard?
I'm sorry. Yeah. Are you okay? Barking orders and stuff for the bombard?
Sure.
Because it's like Alexander is going to say, I'm the captain, but through the combat, he's definitely adhering to your guys' wishes and desires, and he'll execute and down the chain of command from there. So you still are in control of what the bombard does, what action it takes, and et cetera, et cetera. So go ahead and make sure you grab the bombard and add it to like a D&D or the encounter tool somewhere. Just holler when you get that.
So if would it be under monsters? Right,
Yeah,
type in Lamprey and it'll be there.
It should be there.
LAMP.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm only getting Lampid and Rakdos Lamponer.
All right, I might know what's going on. Are you able to find the bombard one, O'Reilly?
I found it, but I don't have its stats. So 1 sec while I actually pull up.
Yeah, you'll get rollable tables within the encounter tool.
Yeah, let me. Tools, encounters. See.
It is homebrew technically, so I'm hoping like we should all have our homebrew options on at this point. So hopefully it actually shows up on your end. I wonder if you guys might have to do monsters on your own, which is it's not the end of the world, but
Let's see. Sources.
you don't need to do. Well, yeah. Can you do homebrew in the sources?
Bombard. Should hopefully have all of the info I need.
So you went to search and you found Bombard, and it says like Bombard Spelljammer.
I actually pulled up the. Oh, it should be under vehicles then. Okay. I actually pulled up the source book for Spelljammer.
Well,
But
that doesn't have a rollable table. I'm trying to make it so it'll be easier down the road. I'm doing it now to get it into the D&D encounter tool. So you are not able to find it in the encounter tool.
no, I have to look it up as a vehicle to even get like the weapons and all that.
But that's
So
only
there's-
you're searching that outside of the encounter. You're looking that up in like the
Yes.
source book, right? All right.
Yeah, it does
Um,
not show up in the encounter builder.
So let me do this.
'Cause
You guys are gonna
it's,
have to add it, I think. We'll have to do this once, but let's just go ahead and do it. So we're going to need to go to here.
Ship fuckery just gets blown up right after taking.
So what I would
Oh, would you
like
look at
you to do, Riley, is click that link and add it to your homebrew collection.
Add collection. Requires subscription.
JK, we're not going to be able to do that because there's no reason to pay money for that. So JK, all right, we're doing it the old school. So you're gonna, yeah. Unfortunately, the encounters tool won't work, which is lame. Yeah, so you're just gonna have the stat block and then just roll manually. At least it's not like crazy abilities or not nothing too nuts, but that was just gonna make things easier for you to see all your stats and everything in one place.
Yeah.
So JP, we're gonna need to find you the actual Lamprey page now. Again. Though if you have like the D&D Beyond or the Beyond 20 extension, I'm sure you can still roll it that way, but I'm not that worried about it. So this is, you're gonna want to bookmark this somewhere, JP. This is your stat block.
I already put it in the chat.
Oh, it was somewhere, but I always post it like fresh.
Yeah.
Oh, you did it just before me. Bum, 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 bum. You tracking, JP? You staying up to date?
I have the link pulled up. Lamprey ship.
Yeah, so unfortunately we're not going to be looking
class
into the encounters.
15.
It's silly, but yeah, so you have the stats. So those are your stats. So it suggests initiative by ships, but they don't have deck scores and stuff, right?
No, because they're vehicles, not creatures. So.
Hmm. Well, funny enough, the ships in Ghost of Saltmarsh had a little more intricate stat blocks. So So now I'm going to figure out how I want to resolve an initiative because it suggests the side-by-side initiative. Let's see what I click on it to get some more information. Where did it go? Soldier shoes. I just read this. Why is it not like right in my face? Maybe it's here. Ship to ship combat. There we go. Initiative. Okay, there's no modifiers. So I'm going to show you what their suggested rule is. I'm going to copy and paste it from the old Dungeon Master's Guide. Which I like for ships because, you know, I'm not worried about bonuses and stuff. Recording initiative for each PC and monster, blah, blah, blah. In this variant, the players roll a d20 for the initiative as a group or side. And I roll a d20. Whoever rolls highest wins initiative. In case of a tie, keep re-rolling until the tie is broken. But, yeah, so then you all would... We're going to do it ship by ship, though, right? So you guys are going to decide who's like on the Lamprey and who's on the Bombard. And then the Lamprey will have a turn, and whoever's on that will choose like what they end up doing. And JP, you'll be choosing what the ship does and then what your character does.
Interesting.
Yeah, so JP, go and roll a d20 for me, and Riley roll a d20 for me.
Okay. I
This is
shall
for the
roll
ship.
Zifrish.
It's just a d20.
So I'm a high roll.
One.
One
But I
thunder.
think I have. Do I have this?
We're not using
Is
any
it-
modifiers. The ships are just going to be flat rolls.
No, I was. Tingles. Doesn't he have lucky? Whenever I roll a 1 d20 for an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw, he can re-roll the die.
I'll
Yeah.
allow it.
Hey, bing bong. 8. Okay, that's better.
All right.
Then
so
a 1.
Blunderbuss got 13. Oh, I need to put the name on there. Ship fuckery.
Hey, Mark feels like, fuck that, I'm going to the Bombard.
No
To be
ship
fair-
fuckery.
To be fair, with Orkfo's strength, if he wants to load that cannon, it definitely would be a good test.
All right. So, down below. So, who wants to be on the Blunderbuss? And who wants to be on the Lamprey? I really don't care. You can be meta about it. Tingles would
So-
definitely be on the Lamprey. For sure.
Cadmill on the Bombard.
Quaylen would be on the Bombard because he's trying to stay as far away from Tingles as possible.
Yeah.
Does that work for you, JP?
Yeah.
Romil, where would you like to be?
I want us to be 2 split up, so somebody has to go on the Lamprey.
Everyone's pulling straws to see who has to go with Tingles.
Right, yeah. Like, God.
Orkfo, do you guys want to do a fake roll for it? Let's see who has to go be with Tingles.
Yeah, or real quick was like,
Yeah, that works.
many other
I'll
ship-
take my chances.
not it.
Lowest goes the Lamprey.
Tingles,
I rolled a
I think it
19.
would be hilarious
13.
if Tingles saw you guys like you were actually
Rock, paper,
like rock,
scissors.
paper, scissors and shit.
Fuck.
Just like, the fuck, guys.
No, we're rolling to see who had the honor to come over to your ship. Okay.
Then why is the other guy celebrating?
It's like the loser's more honorable.
Okay, so you guys are on your ships. so we know who's on who. Though we have initiative set up, so we're about to get into it. Let's do a 10-minute break though, because I gotta use the restroom. So let's do 55 minute after the hour, and then we'll get back and start exploring Spelljammer mechanics more closely.
Roger Dodger.
Break time.
Here.
Get the VOD going in the right direction.
Yeah, I got a new fan over the weekend, and it's probably the best fan I have ever had.
What's their name? I thought I was your biggest fan.
Oh.
See, Riley? See
Well,
how it feels when people make pun
Unlike you, I had to
jokes?
purchase this one.
Yeah, I'm for free. I'm your biggest fan, baby.
Is that
Exactly.
your only fan?
Oh.
No.
All right. So, okay. So right now it would be the blunderbuss's turn. Oh, by the way, do you like how I have the effect that you guys are over the world, floating in space? Come on, give me a little bit of credit for trying. So the measuring tool does work on this map for it. So the Githyanki. Oh, actually, all right. I think the most important thing is for your characters is to remember your fly speed when we're spell jamming. It is 5 times your intelligence score rounded up of like a denominator of 5. So my suggestion is in your speed option, you can click on that and then add a customized one in there. I would add, like, for easy reference for the future, calculate your flying speed with your intelligence score and then just add that total score in there just so you have it for reference. So we're not like spending time like, what's my fly speed again? Sorry, it's my turn, but I don't remember how far I can fly. I would put like astral
That would be
flying.
Tingle's. What did you say? Intelligence score?
It's intelligence score, so your total, like your big number times 5. So like you can fly 50 feet as Tingles.
Got it.
So I would click on the walking speed 25, hit customize, and add like a astral flying of 55 or 50. Yeah, Orcfo.
I'm not.
8 times 5 is 40. So Orcfo, you can fly 40 feet. Cadmail.
Oh, you mean on each?
45 for
Sorry.
Cadmail.
You meant on each individual person. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, each person. Yeah, so you as individuals can fly in space.
Got it.
There are some limitations to that, but we're doing this by step as we all learn together. And Ramiel can go really, really fast. 100 feet.
Mhm.
And then Quaylen is... Oh, Quaylen's not that bad. What is 13 times 5? Because we're going to round up. 13 times 5. Nope, not 6. 13 times 5. So Quaylen can fly 65 feet.
So that's okay. Flying speed. Sorry.
Yeah, this is astral
50.
flying through space. Because what most likely is going to happen, like, this is what the engagement starts off with. And so, like, our spellcasters, you're probably thinking, like, do I have anything that goes really far? Because that's, like, 500 feet away. The people in charge of the ships are going to go, can my weapons on my ship reach that far? That'll probably be, like, your first order of operations. But then we do need to pay attention to the air bubble around your ship. Let's see how big the air bubble is. The envelope of breathable air that forms around an object extends out from its surface to a distance equal to the longest dimension of its form. So the bombard, its keel
It's
is
140
140
foot.
feet. So what I would do is take your token, add a radius of 140. Let's make it like a little blue for air, and then C. So now that's your breathable air around that ship. The lamprey is 115. You know, I'll make the same color because I think that should be easier in the long run. So that's your breathable air envelopes, and you would get the sensation. Let's say Alexander's giving you guys all a rundown. The Ingalian. It's 130 feet. Okay, so when you're calculating perhaps teleportation abilities, long range spells, like if you're thinking maybe I can teleport or fly, like keep in mind your air envelopes for like breathing. Let's see if it says anything about when you're out of air. Let's see if it's like maybe it's just holding your breath, or there's any other penalties like in space your lungs turn into ice or whatever it is. Ooh, so you as a creature create your own air envelope that will last a minute. So that's actually good to know. So for most combats, you could feel semi-comfy flying through space for a minute. All right, so everyone catch that. You have 1 minute of breathable air outside of your air bubbles of the ship. So use that for your consideration.
And then you die.
And then you die. So I think that kind of fills that up. And we'll be using a lot of estimates on maps like this, I think, right? So like this thing's approximately 450 feet from you, being the thingy here. So they do have rules for boarding. You all are so high level, you do have a lot of teleportation abilities. So I don't know if this would necessarily apply to that. But let's spelljaming ships, ship combat. Spelljammer can use the ship's helm to move and steer without spending their own actions or movement. So yeah, when one ship moves to within 5 feet of another ship, the Spelljammer pilot to the moving ship can maneuver alongside the other ship. Just so you know, like maneuvering and directing your ship is going to be very easy. Like you choose during the turn that you're moving your ship what direction you want it to be faced. It's not. We're not going to get really like, well, your ship was facing the other direction and momentum. We're not doing stuff like that. If you all, let's say, Riley's like, guys, I'm going to command them to get closer, and then we can board. The easiest thing you could do if you're not going to be teleporting or anything that as you get closer is readying your action to board, right? And then you board when the ship gets close enough. Obviously, again, teleportation, Misty Steps, those can change it, the name of the game of what you end up wanting to do. All right, so now order of operations. It is now the blunderbuss's turn. I wonder if it would be good to have initiative, and then, yeah, I'm going to add you guys to initiative, but I don't think you guys need to roll, right? I'm just going to add you in the turn order, so we just have a visual of like, oh yeah, who's on whose ship again? At least in the initiative. So, because you guys will be discussing like what your plans are, what you want to do, because that's the two of you on that ship, right? And then Quaylen. And then Tingles, you guys are here. Let's do this. I'll probably just look at a little read easier. Bam, bam, bam. All right, so it's the blunderbuss's turn. There's no specific way you need to do your turn orders. My suggestion is, Riley, as the director, the captain of the ship, you would be deciding, are any of my weapons in range? Right now, I'm assuming you have enough crew for all of your weapons. Are you looking at your sheet, JP? Because I know Riley's probably looked at his before and kind of we've talked about it.
Yeah, it says crew 15.
Yeah, and then if you look at
I guess that's the
Ballista,
max.
right? You see Ballista, you have 4 Ballista with 3 crew each. And then if you, where is it at? And then in the description of
Action to
ballista,
load,
it
one
takes
action to
one
aim.
action to load. Yeah.
One action to fire.
So that's why there's 3 crew, right? You're going to say, shoot a ballista! And then those NPCs, that crew, are going to use their 3 actions to load, to do it. So, I don't know if this is the way it's intended, but in my opinion, you as the captain are going to say, shoot the 4 ballista and shoot the bolts, right? And then you're going to roll attacks for all those because you have enough crew. And then you decide if you want the lamprey to move, or do like a special ability like the grappling jaws. So you pretty much can do everything on your sheet when it comes to your turn, because it just makes sense to me that you'll be commanding people to fire and they use their actions on the ship.
I see.
Yeah, so as long as you have enough crew, you're good to go. So your biggest thing is going to be looking at the range. So like the ballista's range. Oh, the ballista is the bolt attack. Okay. So 120 or 480. You see that underneath bolt, JP?
Yes.
I don't think you've done range before. So what that means is any target 120 feet or closer, normal roll. You just roll the hit. Anything beyond that to 480, you can still try to hit things at 480, but it'll be a disadvantage, right?
Mm-hmm.
At this point in like the combat, there's probably a reason not to even try, even if it's at disadvantage. But you take your shots. So I would be looking at my ability or my weapons on the ship, going, okay, 480. I think this guy is within 450. So okay, you can shoot 4 bolts at disadvantage to try and target and hit the ship. When it's your turn, right? You falling on your side, Riley?
I believe so.
God, the giant cannon has a range of 600 feet for normal, 2,400 at disadvantage.
Yep.
At some point, we will keep track of the 1,000 gold pieces giant cannonballs and like how many you purchase, how many are on the ship. So that will be a consideration. But I'm not going to worry about for this combat. Like, we'll take care of that and figure it out in between. So kind of same thing, Riley. When it's your turn, you get to decide. And most likely you're going to just fire all weapons if they're in range, even if it's a disadvantage, and then we'll do all that and then move, right? I would say after the ship actions and all their attacks, then we'll move to the players, right? Is there anything you want to do, Riley? Anything you want to do, Orkpo? Anything you want to do, Quaylen? Or are you guys just waiting, right? Or do you want to take a pot shot with a cantrip that actually has that range or something? So that's what you guys will be thinking. The blunderbuss comes up, then Orkpo, Quaylen, and Cadmiel, you guys are thinking, what do I want to do, if anything? Or do I just need to wait until the ship gets closer? And then same thing with ship fuckery, Tingles, and Romul. You guys will be thinking for your characters, anything they want to do. Do I want to try and teleport? Do I want to try and shoot a spell? Okay, so let's start with the blunderbuss. So with the bombard, you want to give us some rolls here, Riley, and tell me what you're doing?
Cool. Yeah. Well, they made the mistake of being within firing range. So,
Yes.
that is... Let's see. 1d20 plus 6 to hit, because I am going to command the cannon be fired.
So we're starting with the big boy first.
Oh yeah,
Yep. Yes.
It's the one with the ranged actually thing. I keep forgetting whether it's slash or exclamation mark. 22.
And it's within its normal range, so straight roll. 22 will be a hit. Go and roll damage for the giant cannon.
99.
Huge hit. Huge hit. Above table, I don't even know if you guys are just going to like tear through this with like an ability like that. There's a chance I might just like prolong the fight. This isn't supposed to be in danger. This is supposed to be us learning how to do spell jamming.
Well, in this case, I would like to capture their ship.
Maybe we'll do that part. I'm just kidding. We'll see where we get at
So-
the end of it. All right, yeah, so that was that. You hit it for 99 damage. Well above its damage threshold, so that goes through. Don't forget you can move too if that helps with any ranges, right? So you can always move the ship a little closer if that gets you within range of a certain ability.
1,000 gold, otherwise known as 100 platinum. I just shot. Let's see.
Railgun.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's 35 feet of flying speed.
Yeah, so with this, I like each square is 20, right? Move 2 squares, right? We're not gonna get too funky with it.
Okay. I don't have control of it,
Oh,
so
yeah.
I would like to move 2 squares closer.
Right. Controlled by all players. Bam. You should be able to move it now. And feel free to move diagonal too.
I'm just going straight forward.
Excellent. All right, so that's that. Oh wait, no, you still have the other bolts, right? Or the ballista?
Those are at disadvantage, I believe. Let me see.
Yeah, there's no
So
cost in the
120.
bolts, so like I don't think there's any reason not to try. If that makes sense.
All right. Well, that's 2 ballistae with +6 each. So the first one is a 15 to hit.
15 would just hit. Wait,
Cool.
sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. Let me make sure. 15 just hit. Yep.
For 10 damage.
That does not beat its threshold, so unfortunately that will be no damage.
A 9 is going to miss.
Yep.
Alright. That's all of the bombard stuff.
All right, so that's all bombard. So again, above table, feel empowered as players to just think creatively. I'm not trying to kill you. I'm not trying to. I do like the idea that you guys are like low on resources, just so you don't just meteor swarm this out of the sky. But this is for you guys just to get a feel what Spelljammer combat's like. So now that turns to Cadmel, Orkville, Quaylen. Anything you guys want to do, want to try from this distance of like 400 something feet? Or just wait patiently?
I don't think Cadmail really has any option at this range.
Yeah, I think
Quaylen might. Hold on. So would it be from here to here,
Pretty much.
or?
Like, I'm not going to nickel and dime it, right? Let's say you have an ability that's like 380, right? And we're like, yeah, that's close enough.
No, I have
I don't know. That's good enough.
an ability that's like 150 feet, but not.
Yeah, 150 feet is not. Yeah, that's a little too far of the frontage lines. All right.
I conjure 16 eagles. No.
And they just die in space. I'm just kidding.
Right. Oh shit.
No, but I mean, like that. This is a good turn, right, to do some buffs and preps if you wanted the initiative, right? Whether it's doing that, Bardic Inspirations, it's like that's kind of not a bad play. Like I summon my bears back and they're on the deck and we're waiting to board, right? Or I want to wait a little longer until we're a little closer, and I feel like we're gonna, so I don't waste rounds. Like that's what I would be kind of thinking about. Guys.
I have 2 really badass spells that I haven't been able to use at all, like Call Lightning and Sunburst, but I have to get closer.
Get closer. Okay. So yeah, Orkfo, most likely you and Cadmail, my 2 melee guys, you guys are just waiting, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much.
All right. So now it's the ship fuckery's turn.
Ship fuckery. So I have 4 ballistas. Are we just assuming that I have enough crew for all of that?
Yeah, we're assuming.
Okay.
Yep.
And so I can shoot essentially 4 times with a +6, but it would be a disadvantage.
Yep.
So
and there's no cost
I'm just
involved
gonna
in
roll.
those, so yeah, it's like doesn't hurt to try.
Yeah, so I guess we'll just go for all 4. Can I move though and get closer, or is that
You can.
we didn't?
your speed is 35 and each square is 20. And again, we're routing up so you can move 2 squares.
So yeah, it's not going to make a difference. Okay.
I mean, and yeah, there's a chance in later rounds it might be like, well, that might just get me into the out of the disadvantage. So it's good to keep that in mind. I kind of edit, that's why. And it give you control so you can move it. There we go. Bam. Yeah, so you can move that 2 squares whenever you're ready.
Zoom in. So I can move this like 1, 2 kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. If you guys ever want to get
I'm gonna
cheeky
might as
with
well.
it, I think so you can maneuver the direction of your ship at any point. So if you want to do like the twist around option and like cheat out some extra like reach, if that makes sense.
Yeah, look at that.
I don't really have a problem with that because you can just kind of turn on your axis and then kind of push out.
Yeah,
that would
kind
make
of
sense that you're directing yourself at it.
pivot. Okay. So let's see. Plus 6. Okay. So first one. All right, that's a 3, so I didn't hit shit. I know that.
Yep. Second shot.
All right, so second. So that's an 18. Does an 18 hit?
It would hit. So yeah, roll one more.
Okay, so one more. Ooh. All right. So I got one hit, right?
Yep. So now roll damage. Rolls a damage
Now what is
threshold.
damage?
The next goal is a roll high
3d10.
3d10.
So it's 3d10. Okay. 3d10. 1, 2, 3. 15.
15 is the damage threshold, so you have done 15 damage to that ship. All right. Next.
What do you mean when you say
So
damage threshold?
So you see how in the lamprey? Well, actually, sorry, I'm looking at the lamprey stat. Yeah, 15 was the damage for that one too. If you're looking at the lamprey stats, you see where
I see armor class, and then I see armor damage threshold.
Yeah. So whenever someone hits your ship, if I shoot you with a little bolt, if I don't roll more than 15 in damage, nothing happens.
Oh wow! So it's like kind of 2 ACs.
Kind of, yeah. So it just kind of represents a big ship, right? And you're shooting it with a bolt. Like, you better hit it hard enough if you want to do damage to it. That way someone can't just go and punch a ship, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, I punched your ship. Look at that. I'm just going to keep punching.
Look at that crack in the board.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but I met the arm damage threshold for that one.
Yep, you just hit it. 15 is it. So it took 15 damage.
All right, so for the third bolt, okay, that's a miss. All right, and for the fourth bolt,
here, I'm gonna do this real quick.
So 11 plus 6, 17.
Do this. I'm gonna do this. Bam, 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 bam. Do this.
So 17 hit or miss.
17 hits. Yeah, so we're gonna roll damage.
Okay. So, well, now I gotta roll a second one. At disadvantage. Oh, natural 1. Lucky I get to re-roll it, right?
Yep.
Even if it's disadvantage?
Yep.
Okay. Alright, 2 17s. So now I get to roll damage, 3d10.
Yep.
Give me a 15 or higher. 19! Fuck yeah! PQ! From the fuckery!
You did 19 damage. Sweet.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just had an idea. Because
Sweet ass sweet.
I want to do this real quick. I want to optimize. Okay, activation type, action. Display as an attack. Oh, that will do just damage though, right? Sorry, I'm talking out loud. It's usually 3d10. So we can at least do damage. Spell range type. Range. Not value. I'm seeing if I can add a custom action on your guys' sheets. So I know how to do extra damage. So I'm just taking a quick moment to see if I know how to do like plus a ballista button you can press that'll give you a +6 every time. Let's try general, see what general's like. Ranged. I thought those homebrew things was gonna be like, that's so gonna be so convenient. Da, da, da. Should give like a still clickable. Alright, one last attempt. Oops. Did I do it? Yep. Edit. So the ballista would normally be 120, and then that would be 480. Let's see if this activation type action. Display as attack. Always does this stupid. I think my experiment's done. There's no way, it's silly. There's no way in D&D Beyond when you do custom things, just to do like your own custom, like, I want a +4 to hit for this ability. It's like, no, it has to be rooted in one of your stats. It's just like, could we just not? Natural change it. Does unarmed strike change it? That change it? No. Okay. All right, back to it. All right, so Shipfuckery has made its shots. It has done 19 damage. So now it would be Tingles and Ramiel. And you guys are my spellcasters, so I know you guys could have something to think about in this scenario.
I mean, I really only have one spell slot.
Feel free to be creative. If you were like, man, if I had this, I would use it. Like, if you want to think it out and talk about it. Your choice, though. Like, no pressure. You'd be like, yeah, I'm not that worried about it.
Yeah, I really only have two things I can do at the moment. It's Firebolt or Meteor Swarm. So
Okay.
I'm gonna
If you just want
hold
to
my
play it.
action to just Firebolt, I guess, if it's in range.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, same for Tingles. He can really only do 8th level Fireball, so I think he's just gonna ready that, and if it gets in range, he'll shoot it.
Sounds good. All right.
Excuse me.
Galleon moves up. The Galleon. He has some bolts, right? And then he does have a stone thing. Okay, the stone thing. Will that be a disadvantage now that we're closing distance? It would be a disadvantage. So you see a big giant stone come flying off the ship at disadvantage. So this is being attacked at the bombard. So you'll need to know your AC. Bombard.
Cool. That is 15 for the main ship.
Cool. At disadvantage, 17 still hits. So a big old rock from like a little catapult style thing comes flying. So you're looking at your damage threshold. This will be 38 bludgeoning.
That'll do it.
And if you wanted, you could use the token within the map itself to keep track of it.
All right, let's see.
So that was its Mangonel. It does have 2 ballistas. These will be at disadvantage. You say your AC's 15?
Yeah.
Ooh, a 23 and a 16 on the first one. So the 16 does hit. The damage on this one is 17.
Which does not beat the damage threshold of 20.
Ooh, a beefy boy. Okay. How many ballistas? 2. Okay. One more shot. 13 will be a miss. So doom, doom, doom. They're just chilling on their ships, and now it would be back to the top of the order to the blunderbuss. You good to go, Riley?
Oh, sorry, I'm trying to get the custom thing for Bombard. But yeah,
It's
so
weird. I'm gonna look at it tomorrow, but yeah, the two hit stuff just it hates it. We could do damage easily in the custom stuff, but
it's a 260, which is still, I think, long range for the bolts. Yep. So I'm gonna hold on to the cannonballs because them's be expensive.
remember, well, yeah. I mean, this is really for fun. Okay, so like, we're not keeping track of that at the moment.
Yeah, like
So-
in character, they're expensive.
Yeah,
Out
yeah.
of character, I know that this is going to be more fun if I don't blast it away with cannonballs,
This is
like
fair,
before
too.
we even have a chance of boarding, because boarding is going to be the fun part.
Mm-hmm.
So that is going to be 2 instances of the ballista, jar, 2d20, keep lowest one, plus 6. So that's a 13, which I'm pretty sure misses.
13, yeah, it's a miss.
18 hit, I
Mhm.
think.
Mhm, mhm.
And 3d10 piercing is 19 damage.
Okay.
And I've already done the movement. I'm going to have them load the cannon, if it is possible to do so between turns, as like a mostly RP thing.
Yeah, that's all right.
Hold the next shot until you can see the whites of their eyes.
Yeah, something I'm noticing that I don't know if there's a ruling on it that I'm gonna think about how I want to do. It's like for strategic purposes. Like if you'll see that the weapons themselves have ACs and HP, right?
Yeah.
What does it take to target that, right? 500 feet away with a cannon, I'm like, to me, calling a shot on a little or a ballista or something might be asking too much. But then, like, I'm just speaking out loud, like, because I feel like it would be fun to be able to call shots on weapons on a ship. I just don't know when you should be able to do that. Maybe it's just if it's within range, you can take the shot, but if it's at disadvantage, like, you can't call shots. So I'm going to be thinking about that because it could be kind of fun that you can strategically try and take out one of their weapons as you're getting closer, especially if you're trying to like not destroy the ship, right? I'm going to think on that, but I'm just letting you guys know how my brain's moving. All right, so yeah, Cadmiel Pro Quaylen, you guys want to do anything?
Let's see.
Yeah, I really want to
I've
figure out how to do
moved
rollable stuff for
260.
this because you guys see how like kind of slow this early combat could be, the early rounds. You guys aren't like teleporting in.
Yeah. We're still not close enough.
And they're close enough to Dimension Door, but
Yeah, I guess the thing is,
There's,
you guys remember, you guys can dash, right? Like, Romuel could dash. Yeah, Dimension Door is a great example of abilities.
actually,
guys
I don't even need to dash, really. I could just go over
Yeah,
there.
you could, right? Yeah,
And then,
yeah.
and then I could just Dimension Door either Orkfo or Cadmail onto the ship if you wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the kind of line of thinking I would be doing in these early rounds of like, okay, nothing's really happening. Do we want to like bum rush or do we want to play patient? Because
And the problem is,
oh, go ahead.
sorry, go ahead.
Boarding by the 5 feet, right? In an ideal world, you would have that crew of gift. They would be going on there, but you guys see how I operate, right? Like, I'm not going to bring all those NPCs in and roll. Maybe I can do what I call my narrative rolls for that, thinking out loud. But I'm definitely not going to roll 20 crew members and then against another 20 crew members. But so like if you all can teleport and get this battle started and the bombard's still like taking shots as it's like you guys are fighting things per usual, like I don't see why not, right? Unless you were like afraid of the ship and retreating, you know. Thinking out loud how I want to do like crew engagement. I'd probably do like narrative roles actually. All right. So you guys are kind of waiting still. So ship fuckery's up.
He's gonna move closer. 1,
Don't forget you can do
2.
diagonal, which will help your movements here a lot, right?
Okay, so if I went
over there or something.
Okay, so yeah, let's do that then.
I think you would be one more over if you wanted to go diagonal.
And then still not quite within the range I need to be, right? Yeah. Alright, so yeah, we'll do the same thing. We'll do 4 attack. So I'll roll. First one is an 8 plus 6, 14. 14 hits or no?
Misses.
Okay, so second attack. Okay, it's 23. I know that hits, so we'll roll disadvantage. 16.
Yep.
Alright, so that hits, so 3d10. $13 misses, right? Or
Yeah, 13.
Nothing happens.
Yeah, below the threshold,
Okay.
correct.
Alright, so I'm on the third. 12, 18, that hits, so roll again. Okay, 21, I know that hits, so now 3d10. Oop, sorry. I meant to click 3. Okay. Oh my
I
god.
rolled out. Never mind.
Yeah, I should have kept that 10, but like, oh, let me just roll
Gather.
2 more.
Unfortunately,
Alright, fourth one. 18. Give me a nat 20. Well, I got a dirty 20.
dirty 20. Yeah, right.
17, that hits.
Hey.
Heyo.
Okay.
And that's the end of that. Because
Tingles
Tingles is still out of range to do anything.
Want to do anything, Romuel?
Just sorry about that. I realized I was muted. I'm still gonna hold for Firebolt.
Okay. So 5, or say 5, 10, 20, 40. Well, I guess they'll do the whole like, we're gonna reposition and give ourselves a couple more feet. Yeah, so check your measurements. Like, I'm gonna rely on you guys to, I'm like, oh, my firebolt triggered, or anything like that. All right, they're gonna keep shooting at. You know what? Actually, they're gonna turn and take shots at little guy, since you're both bearing down on him. So, big rock coming towards you. Land.
Evasive maneuvers.
Yeah, yeah. So the normal is 2. So you're just in range. So 20 is the hit, so that should beat your AC. And
Yep.
then yeah, so 23 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And then they're gonna start taking shots. 120, so there should still be a disadvantage. All right, first bolt in a disadvantage, natural 1. Moving on to the second shot. Okay, that will be.
Is he still attacking me or attacking the bombard?
Lamprey, you. Yep, 16 to hit.
Okay.
With a total of 7 damage. So I don't think that goes over your damage threshold.
Nothing happens.
All right, that is that. All right, Blunderbuss's turn.
All right. Well, that will be 200 feet. A 1 and a 2. And we're mixing the air bubbles as we go for another 2 ballista shots.
We be wargaming, boys. Feels such a war game.
Alright. Let me just copy that since I'm going to do it. So, whoop. So 18 and an 8 for the 2 different shots, like after accounting for disadvantage.
I
So I think the
apologize. So
18
one is an 18, so that 18 hits, and the other one's an 8. Is what you're saying?
Exactly.
Okay, yeah. So
I'm
18
just
hits. And 8
trying to
misses.
do that to get it faster.
Oh, I see. I'm looking. I'm reading stuff, so I wasn't looking at your. Go at it.
Yep. 19 piercing damage for the one that hit.
19 piercing damage for the one that hits. Yeah, I think once you guys get in range and stuff's no longer at disadvantage, because there's a chance it's like you're gonna shoot the ship and then board it and not care about shooting the ship anymore because you're maybe not trying to sink it, right? So I think right now I'm gonna say if you're not at disadvantage, you can call shots on the deck, right? Whether that's a weapon or people you can see. Vision might have something to do with that though, of like what you can see on the deck. So it's like that guy's definitely the captain of the ship. So maybe I'll just keep calling it until you get within like a visual range. I'm gonna keep thinking
real
about it.
quick.
At a certain point, you guys need to be able to like call shots and like I'm gonna try and shoot that Githyanki over there and like clear him off the battle map.
Does bring up an idea.
Mm-hmm.
You're able to dash while in the flying thing with the astral sea movement, right?
Correct.
That's going to be Cadmail's thing. He's going to take off and fly towards the enemy ship
Excellent.
once it gets to his actual person turn.
All right. Are you done with your rolls? I'm still thinking about how I want to do called shots, but I don't know if I have a solution in my brain right now.
Yeah, that is it for the bombard.
All right. So yeah, Kyle, you can go ahead and if you want.
Yippee! So if I use dash to double my movement, that's like 90 feet, which is more than halfway. I'm just gonna say 80 to make it easy peasy, and then
Okay. I guess if
so
anything,
that'll
we
be
could
the square that I'm measuring.
take your token from this because we know you're eventually going to pop up and like, bam, and toss them out there just so we know where you are.
So,
all right, Orkfo, Quaylen, anything?
How
Well,
close
what
are we?
would you
so 220 for the ship fuckery.
No, but Quaylen's on the blunderbuss.
Oh yeah, 160-ish. Yeah, 160.
Oh. Quaylen could do sunburst because it's 150, but then it has a 60-foot radius.
Yeah.
Well, it's centered on a point though, and I think
Yeah. So what's your
I think
maximum?
now that
range?
Cadmil's out there and they're 150.
So let's do. I'm assuming you're like on your.
Yeah.
So I'm fine doing the 160, right? And then what's the radius?
60-foot radius centered on a point you choose within range. So
So you pretty much can.
Like, I'm pretty sure
touch the
Cadmil
front
would.
of it. And so then
Cadmil would be missed.
Yeah.
he would be.
might burn his retinas?
You said 60 feet.
I guess it would
radius?
technically touch him.
Yeah. So you can maneuver it though to kind of get it away
Do
from
it.
him.
Okay.
That's weird that it's like doing like one where it's like touching him and there's one that's not. Maybe it's because each square is 60, so it's just like very
hmm
very funky. But yeah, you can definitely like do something like that, I think, and get the front of the ship. And if you like scroll down, you'll see like, oh yeah, there's a bunch of dudes on the front of the ship.
Yeah. All right.
And I had to go down there and like manually just count it out how much 60 would be. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Here, let's do this. Let's do... Because if you look down, you can see what I'm measuring, so to make sure you still want to do what you're doing, right? So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. You see my measurement tool?
I don't...
Down way below.
What? Oh. Okay.
Oh,
That's
here.
the ship you're hitting, right? So then I'm going to show you. Then you'll get a close-up shot of like, okay, what is even on the ship and what am I hitting? So I just, unfortunately, the measurements are whatever, like 20 each. So I just counted out 60 feet or whatever from where, like, kind of approximately where you're hitting it in the front. So it kind of looks
Okay.
like that. And if you look north,
So it seems
keep in
like-
mind that forecastle, those guys are in that. That's just the tiered view. So the guys in the, you're mostly hitting those guys in the forecastle, technically.
What? That's like 2 people.
Sorry, every time I ping, you see where it says forecastle just north? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dudes up there.
Oh, okay. It's layered. All right. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I
No,
didn't.
no,
I was
it's
looking
okay.
at it. Yeah, yeah.
That's why we're doing this, so you guys can get a feel for what the maps look like too.
Yeah. I mean, man, if I waited like one more turn, I could get the entire crew, but then I'd also get...
Yeah, to be fair, I'm not sure how exactly
no.
want to do it yet, because like that's a pretty big meta knowledge, knowing like, oh, there's a whole bunch of guys there, and maybe so like you would have probably taken your shot. I'm like, well, I can hit the front of the ship, might as well try. You know, I'm talking out loud. I'm like, I'm not sure how I'm gonna rule it.
Yeah. Okay.
But either way,
Fair
they're
enough.
still if you look at those guys though, they're on. Those are crews on 2 weapons. So
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Let's do it. All right. So I'm gonna do it's 12d6, and then it's Constitution saving throw.
I'm just gonna roll one
On a
because I'm not that
failed
good.
save.
That's a fail.
Creature takes 12d6 radiant damage, and they're blinded for a minute.
Ooh, even better.
Yeah. And on a successful save, it takes half the damage.
Go ahead and roll damage for me. 1 crew failed and 1 crew succeeded.
43.
43. I gotta zoom in. All right.
I feel like this is Krillin screaming out, "Solar flare!"
Such a nerd. All right. Bam, bam, bam. These guys succeeded, so they still take half, right? So that's 21. So you did take down one of the crews. Now, the hypothetical would be what I would probably do in the future is you've seen like the crew counts of all these ships, right? They usually have enough crew to cover like, if I could be wrong, but actually let me check real quick. What is the crew capacity? So crew 12. Actually, no. So the old Sartmarsh ship rules, it was kind of like suggested that there was enough crew to cover multiple shifts of like something, right? So I was thinking maybe there's enough crew to be like, okay, that crew went down, but night shift could come up and try rearming that by using like an action. So armor, let's see, 3 crew each, so that's 6. Giant cannon would also have 3 each. So it's 3 actions to load, or it's 4, so that's 10. So that would leave just 2, and that's like the captain and the spelljammer. So there isn't enough crew to actually go back. In the future, there might be enough crew to like rearm, but I would say they waste an action to go and rearm and get crew on that. Okay, all right. So you do a nice little far off shot at them as Quaylen. Orkva, are you doing anything?
Are the other guys blinded, or they just...
They succeeded,
They
so they're not blinded,
saved?
right?
Okay.
But you
Okay.
killed one whole crew. They would have been blinded, but they're just dead. Oh wait.
And the
sorry,
guys...
I'm a little fuzzy. You didn't kill them. They had 49 health. I don't know why. So
Okay,
technically
but
they're
they're-
alive, but they're blinded. Yeah.
Okay. And then, did it get any of these guys down
Oh yeah, it would have hit one of those
here?
guys.
Like one or... Yeah.
But while I'm doing that, Jeff, if you want to talk about anything Orpo's doing, because I just lost
Yeah, I'm flying out after Cadmiel, laughing maniacally. Flying through space.
Excellent. All right, I need to do saves down here. This guy. Boom, 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 boom. I think that's a knight. Constitution saving throw. That'll be a failure. So 43 and blinded. I know there's a blinded thing. I'm just gonna do that one. Okay, you're softening them up. And above table, like the Gith might have teleporting abilities, but I'm not worried about that right now. I'm focused more on what you guys are doing. But that would be something to think about. Like, you guys teleport out, maybe they teleport on the ship behind you. You know, it's like I give you a heads up. Like I will think clever with clever villains. Okay, so now ship fuckery, right?
Yeah, fuckery. Alright, so we're gonna move forward 1, 2. Now, what is that one? What does that do? Nope. Fucking whatever. 180. Alright. Okay, so we'll just do 4 shots. One. Okay, that's a success. Let's see what the next one is. That's a success. 3d10. Oh my god, 14. Okay. Roll. Oop, 1, I get to reroll. 19, nice. Okay. Disadvantage. 9 plus 6, 15. Does 15 hit?
15 just hits.
Okay. So 3d10. 17. Alright. Doing some damage. So that was the second one. That hits. Ew, that's a miss. Alright. Fourth one. 1. Damn, I've rolled a lot of ones tonight. Reroll. And that's the second time I rolled a 19 after a 1. Okay. Alright, so the fourth one hits. 3d10. $18. Nice.
Nice. I think that ship is officially bloodied.
It's oiled up.
Tingles Romil.
Where's... How far are we? 180. Yeah, I think I'm still like 30 feet shy of being able to do fireball. I mean, I could cast it here and it'd do a 20-foot radius, but I'd rather be able to hit the ship directly. So, nope.
Romil.
I guess I'll just hold for Firebolt.
not seeing people coming at them, they're going to start taking shots at the folks flying through space. They're going to try to hit you with a big giant stone rock. Actually, I'm glad I just read this cannot hit targets within 60 feet, though I think you guys are still there, but it's good to know that I note that. Okay, so they'll still take a shot at you there, Cadmill. Nat 1. Alright, bolts now should all be within range. So now they'll take, let's say they were doing the big rock at you and then doing the bolts at Orcfo. Still at disadvantage because you have foresight, technically. So 15 miss. Is it 20 hit Orcfo?
That's my AC.
Okay. Sorry, big old bolt comes flying at you. That's 11 piercing, half the 5. Yeah, above table, things should be getting a lot more complicated right now as like Githyanki like start flying up at you all. But at 10:52, I'm not going to make it too much more complicated. Not until you're older.
I also could have meteor swarmed at the very beginning of this fight.
All right, Blunderbuss is up. I just had a good fart, just so you guys know.
Alright, I'm no longer on the blunderbuss. Am I still the one that needs to take control?
You're like just going forward, you as the player, I think, are in charge of Blunderbuss.
Okay. It moves that much closer and it begins to aim for specific crew members, I believe, because it should be now in range. Yeah. 120 to the center. So it's going to aim for some of the guys in the forecastle. Which, real quick.
These guys up here are at an advantage because they're blinded.
Hooray. So I switch from disadvantage to advantage, which is pretty advantageous. Alright. So that's 2 nat 20s?
That's funny.
So that is, so it's 3d10 normally.
Yeah, so
So
you
I
just did
keep forgetting.
12d10 damage.
Yeah. So I'll just roll that real quick.
Well, I guess you were targeting individual crew members, so like technically you would roll 6d10 and then 6d10 because it's 2 shots, right? These guys have 3 health or 6 health, but either way, that's how we would normally do that.
So I'm going to specifically be targeting the ones like on
Blind
the
ones, yeah.
in the map direction, northern.
Yeah,
So
even taking one of those
60-10
off
for one.
really makes them operating those really difficult, right?
34 and 37 damage. So that unless they get more people to man those,
That is definitely
will be...
the scene in like every Civil War movie we've ever watched where the cannon just goes through, just clearing guys out, just like it's the most brutal kill sequence ever.
Yeah.
Those bodies are just gone. It was just like shoes left behind in gore. All right.
Cadmail that's the end of the bombard's turn, because at this range, I don't think the cannon's a good idea. But
does that one
Cadmail,
have like within a certain range, or is it just always?
it doesn't say.
Yeah,
It
it's
just
always
straight
just a straight up shot. Love it.
Like they could theoretically just be standing right next to it, and it's just point the cannon starboard. But sir, they're right next to us. Did I stutter? But yeah, that's I guess the end of the bombard's turn, and Cadmail's turn will be to take that position right there and try and take out as many of those guys on the forecastle as possible.
Yeah, so at this point you would transition with your like 20 feet of movement, and then let's just call it 25 feet to get officially onto the deck. So move your token back out, and then your attention for Cadmail is now down, like you're now down way down here at the front of the ship. And that's where you just entered with 25 feet of movement used.
Yeah, so
And
I would
again,
like
the grid's
to.
not lined up or anything like that. Yeah, so you're technically here, so 5, 10, 15. So it's 15 feet of movement to kind of then pop up here. It's coming in from the front of the
So that was 25 plus 15. That puts me at 40, which is my regular flying speed.
Mm-hmm. Like, to be fair, you could definitely be angling yourself like anywhere around here. So wherever you like want to be on that.
I will definitely be trying to attack this one and completely knock out the thing first.
Gotcha.
Especially because at 40, that means I can just take one step down and start attacking these guys.
Yeah, to be fair, I guess this is like diagonal too, so you can just boop, 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 boop.
Yep. So that will be with my moon-touched Dragon's Wrath Longsword Ascendant on the blind guy, which I'm pretty sure is advantage already.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, gonna use the thing to split it into 2 regular attacks. That's a 19 to hit.
That'll do it. Well, you had advantage, right? Because
yes, but I can split one attack with advantage into 2 without.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So that is 29 damage. Cool. And I shall turn my attention to those south of me. Which I think, because I no longer have the advantage, I think I give up that extra attack that I get. Because it's no longer against a target I would normally have advantage on. So, that's 1. So, attack 2 is a nat 1. Attack 3 is a nat 11, so 2 1s for 26. For 19 plus 3, so 22 damage.
He's still up.
I really like getting 1s on this roll on this turn.
Apparently. 1 is alone, unless you have a whole bunch. Anything else?
Nope. But next turn's going to be a doozy.
All right, Orpho.
I will continue to move.
What's your total movement now?
40. So that's 20 of it. And I don't really have anything that can do anything at range. I don't think I could maybe do a fireball, but I'll just do that.
This is 40, right? If that's 40, I'm now going to transition you down to the front of the ship. And then you can start counting your normal 5. So you're down here. Well, obviously, these guys in the forecastle are kind of what you're more immediately seeing as you're coming flying in.
Yeah, I think that's my
because you can
dash though.
Your normal
because I
was 40. It's 20, 40. Well, it's
here.
You're 40 feet right now. This is where you are off your normal 40 feet of movement.
Cool. So the forecastle is above where I am.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So,
but it's not a huge deal because diagonals, right, will work in that direction. So just 5 feet to kind of move that way.
Yeah. I'll dash to there.
Sweet. Quaylen, you sunbursted, didn't you, on this turn?
On the last, was it this turn or the last turn? Thought I did sunburst and then I did the shipwreckery attack.
Okay, your turn.
Also, you know what I realized? Quaylen this whole time had Ice Storm, which has a 300-foot range. And I was like,
that's why we're doing this, so you can learn.
Yeah.
Good catch.
But he can do Call Lightning, which is 120-foot range, and Call Lightning is pretty badass. So what? He's gonna shoot for like the mid back of the ship kind of thing.
Yeah. So you can definitely do midship for 100%. Yeah, above table there's technically dragon riders and stuff, but I'm keeping this simple. I don't want to be flying them around and wasting time on just get the Yankee red dragon rolls that we've done 100 times in the last few sessions. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so like Let me do the. What's the radius?
It's a 60-foot radius, so the others are going to take damage on there, I guess.
Oh, it's not what I want. This, circle, center, linger, 60 feet. Let's just say you hit right in the middle.
Okay.
Like that, but you also will be getting, in this scenario, you'll be getting those dragons and the dragon riders too. Because they're above that, right? So that's 60 feet. It's going to go up and catch them too.
Okay.
So
yeah, and it's a tall 60-foot radius.
So what kind of damage are we looking at?
So it's a deck saving 19 deck saving throw.
Does Orkfo need to make
What the
that?
hell did I just say that?
You do not.
No, I think I just was able to skip you guys.
Yeah, I have the radius down there, so you can see how you're not where you would be in the forecastle's not caught in that. He was able to get midship. All right, deck save. I'm just gonna do once for all the warriors because ain't nobody got time for that. Yeah, so go and roll your damage for me.
Just call it. 14.
Is that the one you can keep like calling it in the same spot?
A storm cloud appears and 700 points here. Spell fails if you can't see a point in the air, which we can. When you cast a spell, you choose point you can see under the cloud. A bolt of lightning flashes down from the cloud to that point. Each creature within 5 feet of that point must make a dexterity saving throw. Creature takes 3 damage. On each of your turns until the spell ends, you can use your action to call down lightning in this way again, targeting the same point or a different one.
Oh, so we're not hitting everyone here. You're choosing one point, and then within 5 feet of that is what you hit in that radius.
So I can hit anywhere within a 60.
Yeah, so
the
right? Am I reading that right?
I think.
Yeah, the storm
it
cloud
is a little
itself
wonky.
is big. Yeah, the storm cloud,
Okay.
60 feet radius.
Okay.
So within that radius, you can now start pinpointing a 5-foot point location in that.
Got it. So, but if I hit like
right here would be like probably your optimal in this scenario.
yeah, get the most out of that one. Okay, that's cool though, because I can just each turn I can just boom boom.
So this will be the weird thing, and so it's like the whole like, well, what if the ship is moving forward but that doesn't move, so on its next turn the ship would technically start moving through that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So just kind of keep.
So what if I like shot it or like pinpointed it up? Let's say up
a little bit more
here,
strategically, yeah.
And that way I can get like
Maybe a couple shots off as it goes by.
these guys, and then maybe next round these guys, or even these guys in the back or something.
Yeah, so think of that for your like strats. I'm not too stressed about it because of the time at this moment and how this is not really supposed to be high stakes. Yeah, but think like, okay, if I do it there, and then the ship's going through, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Ship fuckery's turn.
Okay. Alright. Ship fuckery is going to move closer 1, 2. So that should put me within just normal rolls now.
Puts me in Firebolt
Fireball!
distance.
Firebolt.
Yeah, same thing with
In my
Tingles.
opinion, from your angle there, Justin, you could aim for the dudes that Orkfo and Cadmail are engaged with. I'll say you're just within range of that. We're trying to
Yeah, I mean, I could probably fly right up to him and shoot him at close range if I wanted.
Well, you have Firebolt ready, right?
Yeah, I do.
That was for that instance. I was thinking. It's like it's
Did it
that
not-
or the ship. So like those would be like kind of your options to hit right now.
Did it not roll in chat? That's weird. It was a 22.
22. That guy has 6 health, but you want to roll damage.
Ship takes 23 damage. Oh, it's a second one. 14 misses. And 17 hits. So 19 damage.
All right.
So 19 damage and 23 damage that time. Yep.
Perfect. Yep. Got that in. Anything you want to?
And then
Tingles.
Tingles is gonna shoot a fireball. Can he kind of hit the ship and the people?
Technically, it's an AOE, so yeah, I don't see why not.
Okay. Yeah. So he just shoots a fireball, I guess. Like right here.
This is weird. It does say each creature in a 20-foot.
What are you looking at?
Fireball does say specifically it hits creatures. But it does say...
Oh, like I couldn't hit the ship. It also
Huh?
ignites flammable objects in the area. Is it a wood ship?
Yeah. I'm like, it would have to, right? It makes sense. Yeah, I'm just ruling yes for now, but because it's like it does say it does do targets, but I was like, does it say creatures? It does say creatures, but then it says ignites it, so it doesn't necessarily say it does damage and does 86 fire on it, but cool. Go ahead.
That's at 8th
roll
level.
your damage. What's the range on 150 feet?
Mm-hmm.
So your range, so kind of the same thing. You could hit midship if you kind of wanted.
Yeah, I'm like hitting back here just to
Back
kind of
there,
encompass, yeah, all those guys.
Fireball damage goes off. I'm not doing a whole bunch of save just because of the time and stuff. So that happens. Bada beam, bada boom. And then it would be its turn. Frankly, I don't care about rolling a couple more of their stupid abilities because I'm not about to. I didn't want to turn this into a whole nother big giant combat with the Gith. So I'm more wanted to explore the Spelljammer combat. So I think we'll end here. Anybody have any questions or anything about the Spelljammer combat? Any ideas they want to spout out? Blah 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 blah. Probably not. Otherwise, that combat, we're going to resolve that. It's still a part of the narrative. You guys will defeat this ship or whatever, however you want to. Maybe we'll do probably some more rolls next time. But you guys are level 18. Congratulations.
We have leveled up.
So go ahead and do the whole full rest level up in this. Again, this
Oh, hell yeah.
wasn't going to be anything crazy. So to make things easier, just do that. So yeah, level 18.
Damn.
Big boys.
Beefy.
I think you guys might be the highest level party I've ever had. I started a campaign at level 15, but I don't think we got beyond 17. Yeah. Maybe we got 18, but definitely the only party I remember for sure being at 18. All right.
Oh dear, this is going to be a fun feature.
What are you getting?
Oh, right.
Strength before death, aka if somebody attacks me and brings me down to 0 but doesn't outright kill me, I can just say, "Nuh-uh, it's my turn now."
So you and Orkvo just can't die.
Oh, I can die. In fact, if I still have 0 HP at the end of the turn that I take, I still fall unconscious, and any damage I do take during that turn still counts as death saving throw losses.
Oh, so it's like a last gasp kind of thing.
Yeah, so in theory, the very first thing I could do is Second Wind if I still have it available, and that just negates all the downsides.
Look
The
what
one
Tank
time I
just got. Fucking wish, y'all. Fuck you.
Remember,
Sorry.
JP, always remember
Sorry.
how generous I was at DM. I'm rubbing myself here. Because you did fail on that wish check when you brought Cadmail back. And you technically could have never gotten wish again. But I was like, you know what? That will be, you can't cast wish from that item anymore. Just remember how
I realize
generous I
that.
am.
I do.
Bow
Yeah.
before me. I'm excited, yeah.
Tingles
just
is
if
Lord
you
of
do-
all.
If you do a wish, like read the parameters, because if you do that and you do the outside thing, we have to roll for the percentage, and you fail, you're done, right? There's no coming back from
For a million more wishes.
I think that's one of the things, right? It says in there actually you can't wish for more
I'm
wishes.
sure. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
but what
gee.
if we use the ring to wish that that Tingles could wish again? That he regains the ability to cast wish.
Oh, I'm not telling you guys I could wish.
If you
Let me stop.
wanted, so the thing is, you would say, well, this is, let's say he doesn't fail on the wish, right? On his other wish. If you wanted to wish with the wish on the ring, that he could then use the last wish on the ring, I would allow that. Waste a wish.
Oh, I
so
wasn't
he could
saying
use
with the
last
ring.
wish.
I'm saying he casts wish himself with his spell slot, and then he fails the thing. Could we use the ring to say, can we restore his ability to cast it using his spell slots?
Let's just say you might start getting some frisky, weird,
The gods just part the clouds.
results. Who
You see a
knows?
giant eye looking down at you.
You're
Oh,
literally like
test
ripping
my
back and forth
patience.
the fabric of reality and magic to like keep like on the most powerful level. Love it.